Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Kathy Rain, the director's cut. We did our audition stream for it just yesterday, and I had a really good time with it, so I figured let's jump back in and see what else we can learn as we enter into the second day of investigation, which starts right now. Wow, it's really got no load times at all. So we've previously looked at a lot of things in this room, but I don't know if she'll have anything new to say.
Messy, just the way I like it.
It seems familiar.
I'm fairly sure it's about... That movie's not out yet. She tells everyone who walks in.
The boat sinks, yeah. Okay, so let's take a look in our bag. I mean, I should probably look around at least briefly to see if there's anything new. Oh, there was like a note last time about
Eileen's obnoxious alarm clock. The noise makes me want to stab myself with something dull.
All right. Yeah, on the first day there was a note about waking Kathy up for the funeral. Oh, she can't miss the funeral. I don't think we have anybody new to call. Yeah, they're not going to talk to us at the Wade residence, and I'm in the dorm room. I'm just curious, we do get a busy signal, right, if you call your own number?
Not that I don't love the sound of my own voice, but...
Oh, okay. That was worth a shot. It's always interesting to see what the developers have anticipated that people might try to do. All right, so let's take a look at the photograph, because my memory is that the photograph was something that Kathy had specifically said she wanted to try to address after she got back to her dorm room.
Looks overexposed. I can't make much out. I think I see trees in the background, but most of the picture is just bright white. There's probably some way to enhance this with Eileen's computer.
Ah, okay. And hello to Caroluna. Caroluna, I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas Eve so far. We are recording this on December 24th. Let's see if we can use overexposed picture on computer.
No.
Okay, let's see if we can use the computer.
Oh, what's this? Hi, Kat. Feel free to use my computer while I'm away. My password is AngelLove, without the quotes. If you call my friend Dave at 555-2492, he can set you up with some software. I'll be back in a few hours, super psyched about the investigation. E. P.S. No gum on the keyboard, please. Remember the last time? Oh, please, like she actually uses the space bar. Shit, looks like she forgot to write down the username. Oh well, shouldn't be too hard to guess. I think it's just some combination of her first and last name.
Okay, I don't know Eileen's last name. Should I? Did this come up before?
Eileen's schedule. There's a note for today. Help Kathy get in touch with Dave. Color printer. Super fancy, apparently. A fact which Eileen loves to remind me of.
Yeah. Yes, actually, I do approve of her password. Why do you ask? I don't know Eileen's last name. Has Kathy... I don't know that Kathy's ever said it. Oh, wait, scanner.
It's some advanced scanner thingy.
Well, Kathy doesn't know what it is, but I do. And yeah, we're gonna call Hacker Dave, don't worry, but we're gonna see what we can do. Okay. Well... Oh, no, hold on. Okay, has she put it on the scanner now? She has. So here's Eileen's note. Let me take a look at this.
Hi, Kat. Feel free to... My password. If you call my friend
okay.
that missing...
Wait, sorry, there was something else in the end there.
Hi, Kat. If you call my super psyched, blah, that missing username is a bit annoying, but I think I can guess it based off her names.
Okay, well, first of all, let's call Hacker Dave.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Kathy. Eileen said to call you about some software.
Ellie who?
Eileen. Red hair, glasses, speaks so fast her gums ache.
Oh, right. I thought her name was Errol. Figured it was kind of a weird name for a girl.
You must have a hearing disorder.
You must have a thinking disorder. Burn.
Wow, just wow. So, the software?
Oh, yeah. No, can't. Not really.
I knew she was full of shit.
Nah, I mean, sure, I used to be able to get pirated software, but not anymore. There was this misunderstanding and my network privileges were revoked. Me and Clyde, the campus IT guy, don't really see eye to eye. We used to play bocce together, and let's just say he is one sore loser.
Why not just patch things up? He sounds like he's got lots of social skills.
Can't you just patch things up with the guy?
No way! He's such an ass! He even thinks TNG is better than the original series.
He thinks the what is better than the what?
I know, right? Can you believe that guy?
All right, hack your way in.
Can't you just hack your way back in somehow? Isn't that what you do?
He blocked the Ethernet port in my room. I don't even have physical access.
Don't you ever leave your room? Use a computer in the library or something. Aren't they connected to the network?
No, there are cameras in there. Clyde is just waiting for me to make a move so he can get me expelled.
You call yourself a hacker? Just use your brain, for Christ's sake. Let's figure this out.
Wow, you're so sassy, Nancy Drew. Well, okay, only an admin account can change the access ports. The only way to even theoretically crack one would be if Clyde logged on to a machine to which we have unrestricted physical access. And... Ooh, I got an idea.
I'm not gonna like this.
Well, what you could do is intentionally crash your PC.
That sounds especially stupid.
Well, not crash it, just crash it a little, then call Clyde. Clyde will come over to fix it. If you're lucky, then he'll log onto the network using his admin account. Afterwards, you can use some of my tools to find and crack the password locally.
Worth a shot, I guess. Okay, you can come over and set it up.
No way. I have severe IBS, it just wouldn't work.
IBS? What the hell is that?
You seriously don't want to know. I'll have my buddy drop off everything you need. It's not rocket science. You do what I ask, and I'll get you some juicy software. Quid pro quo, Clarice.
Whatever, weirdo. We'll see.
I don't think there's anybody else to call right now. Okay. Okay, envelope with the software, I assume.
There was a floppy disk in there with a note taped to the back. It's labeled boot. 1. Boot your computer using the blue floppy. 2. Use the corrupt MBR utility to crash the file system of the computer. Take the floppy out and reboot. 3. Call Clyde at 555-8181. Tell him your computer crashed and give him the error code on the screen. He'll come over and have a look. It shouldn't take too long for him to fix. 4. Now comes the crucial part. You need to somehow make him log on with his admin account. 5. Reboot and retrieve the admin credentials using the blue floppy. 6. Reboot and log on using Clyde's admin account. 7. Look for some kind of tool to remotely open my Ethernet port. Dorm B, room 8. That's it. And remember, if you mess up somewhere, just call Clyde, and he'll have to take care of it. It's his job, after all.
Okay, the people that made this game, how large do they think a floppy disk is? That note was written to something taped onto the back of it. Here's my 9-point detailed plan on how to do this, written on, what, 3 sheets of paper? Sorry, that was a lot of information. Okay, but I followed along in my own way. B, though, we're going to take that photograph off the scanner because I don't want Clyde to find it. There we go. Okay, so let's put the boot disk into the computer. Put that in. All right, and now let's boot it. Uh-oh. Can I just, restart the system, though? Because I don't... Okay. So, how would I find Eileen's last name?
Not now.
Okay, hold on. Can I leave? I guess I have to log in order to restart it, is my guess, which is not the way that computers work, but we'll give it a shot. Alarm clock. I have no memory.
Would you look at that? Eileen's girly suitcase. There's a sticker on it with her full name. Eileen Mildred Summers.
Okay, I had completely forgotten about that. All right, I'm going to make a quick note of that from me. Eileen Mildred Summers. Oh, hello to, Drienne. Carolyn is saying there are 8-inch floppy disks. Are there really? I mean, it looked like a 3.5, but yeah, it'd have to be a really, really big one. No 5.25. I know 3.5. I didn't know there were 8-inch floppy disks. So, I mean, how that doesn't feel like enough information. So that was Angel Love, and then I really would rather just restart it. Okay. So, I mean, like, let's go with E.M. Summers. And I'm going to assume that it doesn't care about capitals like a real password would. Invalid username. Like, does Kathy know her own username? Because that would give us a model from which to work. We'd go with Eileen MS. I hope that's how you spell Eileen. No. So it just says invalid username. Oh, so I guess I'm not... Okay, so we could go with EMS. That seems very stupid. Yeah. All right, let me...
Looks over. There's probably...
Sorry.
Hi, Kat. Feel free to use my computer while I'm away. My password is Angel Love. If you call my friend Dave at 555, super psyched. That missing username is a bit annoying, but I think I can guess it based off her names.
Based off her names. Did I try E.M. Summers? I'm 90% sure that I did. We could go with E-I-M-I-S-U. Nope. There must be more information about this. They can't, like... I mean, we could just do the full thing. Nope. Eileen Mild. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Drienne is confirming E-I-L-E-E-N. Oh, wait, why does it doesn't have to be in... So we could do Summers E-M. Well, hold on. Let me just... Because what we need to do is get the valid username first. No. Oops. And actually, maybe it does care about capital. So let's go with E-M Summers. Eileen MS. Like, we're basically looking for it to roll over and say wrong password, bad password, something like that. E Mildred No, that doesn't make any sense. E-M... Okay. maybe there's something else. So let's just remember that the boot disk is in there. There's got to be more information on how the usernames are structured.
Eileen's schedule. There's a note.
She usually signs her notes with like /E.
Color printer.
Hey, maybe not Clyde, but maybe Hacker Dave will have some information on what her username would be. Like just even the structure. If we knew generally how it was, then we'd have something to work from. Drian is saying those fingerprints on the lower left of the in-game screen are making their eyes twitch. Also, the Blue Pill OS needs to take a pill. A logon prompt shouldn't tell when... shouldn't tell whether username or password is wrong. That is very true. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't click anything. We're gonna get a, like, you have to... Okay, that's a cool touch. Hey, Hacker Dave.
Yeah?
Hey, it's me again.
Can't talk right now. In the middle of a game.
Douche.
I really dislike him. Okay, so our next, let me call Clyde. I don't really want to call Clyde because I feel like we want to break the computer first, but maybe we're like, oh, hi, I don't remember my username.
IT, this is Clyde speaking. How can I help you?
I, kind of forgot my username.
Well, it's real easy. It's the first letter of your first name followed by your last name. So Jane Doe would be J-Doe.
Alright, sounds easy enough.
Okay. Thank you.
That's all for now.
All right. I kept trying to incorporate the middle name. It turns out that was my problem. I guess I thought Summers would be common enough. Okay, so E. Summers. And fortunately, we didn't give away who we were. Like, hi, this is Kathy Rain or whatever. And now we can type in the password. Okay. And now I have to put the thing back on the... Wait, do I want to scan it in first? No, because we're about to corrupt the master boot record. And I would like to know more about Clyde's plan to uncorrupt a master boot record. Is that easier than I think it is? Because that seems bad.
Floppy disks go in there.
Yeah, I know that. Floppy drive empty. No, it's not. Oh, maybe
1.
it is.
Boot your computer using the blue floppy. 2. Use the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it.
Right. So I need to restart. So first I'm going to put the floppy disk in. Oh, when I clicked on it, I took it out. I thought I put it in. Unreadable floppy. True. So restart. Oh, you know what? You know what? I didn't try turning it on while the floppy disk was in there. I took it out first. Okay. So I guess we'll just snap it off the way that you do in real life. Don't ever do that. There we go. Doing this completely backwards. Wow, 66 megahertz. That's pretty good. It's just I thought the floppy disk would go like further into the slot. Okay. Corrupt master hard drive master boot record. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. Now we'll take it out. Wait, I should exit and shut down first. Now we'll take it out. And now we'll boot it up. Kirluna says, well, if you're the one corrupting it, I guess you'd know how to uncorrupt it. But this is Clyde's arch nemesis, hacker Dave, who's doing the corruption. Okay, so code 0x84. I'm gonna make a quick note. Yeah, okay. So let's leave that on the screen. And now what we're going to do, because always have your error code
time
up.
for some expert help.
When you're going to contact IT, oh, it's broken. Like, but how is it broken? Just say what's going on with it. Yep, here we go.
IT, this is Clyde speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, I need you to come and fix my roommate's computer.
What seems to be the problem?
It won't start up. There's some kind of system failure with an error code on the screen.
Probably a hard drive failure. Which room are you in?
Dorm A, room 5.
I'll be there in a few minutes.
Thanks.
All right, Kathy, you don't have to make your bed. Just, like, pull the covers up over the pillow or whatever.
Hey, Clyde from IT.
Hi, come in.
He's literally just Dwight from The Office.
My, oh my, now how did this happen?
I have no idea. It was like this when I started it up this morning.
Let's have a look. And presto, good as new.
That's perfect. Could you try logging on real quick just to make sure it works?
You go ahead, I'll wait.
So we need him to log in. So, oh, I should jam in the wrong password. Because, look, okay, so let's just put in, blah biddy blah. Oh, crap. Sorry, Clyde. I bet I can get this on the next try. Drienne Lavode. Nope. Oh, nuts. Don't worry. I got it this time. Whoops, hold on. I spelled it wrong. Caroluna with 2 L's. Nope. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's one of these. Hold on a second. More than Mia. Son of a bitch. Campus IT, you gotta help me.
Oh, now look what I did.
For crying out loud. Let me try to log in with my account. Okay, everything seems to be in order. I've unlocked your account. Please, try not to break anything else.
Oh, I'll try.
Wow, he just walks out knowing that Kathy can't log in, is immediately
Phase
gonna...
1 complete.
Okay. So, part of me wants to put the picture back on the scanner, except I'm, like, I don't want to sequence break something, so let's do this. All right, so I don't think that Mia is the password. So now we'll do Angel Love. Okay. Oh, wait, no, now we have to do the, we have to restart the computer again.
1. Boot your computer. 2,
yeah, no,
3,
I-
4, 5, 6, 7. That's it.
Okay. Let me turn it off. And now we'll turn it back on. And this time we'll run that thing to get his password. I do not know how we're going to get his password after having restarted the computer like this. It kind of feels like that would have blanked out a lot of that information that might still be in active memory somewhere, but sure. Okay, let's do it. The password is Gadget. Okay, so let's... Yeah. We'll shut it down, take that out, and now turn it back on. Wow, even Caroluna, you thought that was bad with it telling you the password was wrong? It actually just saves the password right in there, so you don't have to take it, plug it in every time. Okay, so now we've got the password.
Yeah?
Hey, it's me again, Kathy. I'm not sure what to do.
Can't talk right now. In the middle of a game.
douche.
Oh, wait. I forgot a step. We're supposed to log in as Clyde, but I don't know Clyde's last name. Okay, I guess we'll call Clyde.
IT, this is Clyde speaking. How can I help you?
So, I hear you and Dave had some kind of fight?
That's really none of your business.
Okay.
So,
That's...
alright, thanks.
All right. Oh, maybe just log in as like admin or something. Yeah, because it said admin password. Boy, that would be... Sorry, I keep operating by like real world IT principles, and the idea that there's just a universal admin password that everybody's using that is just the word gadget is a thing. So how do you... I guess you don't really log off of this, you just turn it off.
Floppy disks going.
Okay. Okay, let's just try... We'll try admin, and then we'll try administrator. I can't fucking believe it. Okay, that's fine. So, now let's go to network settings. And I actually made a note of it, I think. Oh, fuck, no, I didn't. Yes, I did. Sorry. I have a little scratch pad here that I'm occasionally, like, jotting things down on, and it's B8. I knew I was going to forget that. Status off.
Alright, that
Bing.
should do it.
Wow, I'm the best at being a network admin. Okay. I should probably just log out of this now, right? Because who knows what happens if I stay logged in. Let's get that off of there just in case Eileen comes home. Okay. Now, I bet he'll talk to us on the phone. Hello to Borlak. Borlak, Merry Christmas right back to you, and we got a chance to hang out in Lady B's stream earlier today. That was, I really like her crafting streams. Those were a lot of fun. Okay, so let's call Hacker Dave now. I'm in the middle of the game.
Yeah,
Guess what?
you got it? Hang on. Oh man, I could kiss you! And figuratively, that is. I am so gonna get back at Clyde now. What are those admin credentials, by the way?
Not telling, buddy. Saving those for a rainy day.
Huh. I suppose this nice floppy I've prepared for you stays in my room then.
Sure, then I'll just have to log back on and click that pretty little lock icon again.
Now this is just emotional blackmail.
Quid pro quo, Dave.
Fine. I'll have it dropped off at your room. God damn, you're like a she-Clyde. A Clydette.
Huh, that is the worst insult I've ever heard. Later, Dave.
I gotta say, Hacker Dave delivers faster than Amazon. He's really great service. Borlak is saying, you're always a lurker, you lurk. Yeah, a lot of times we're sort of like just hanging out in the background, like listening. Like today, for example, when Lady B was on, I was out driving a lot of that time. So that's where I was listening. And it's very difficult to participate in chat. Okay, so we have a new envelope.
There was a floppy disk inside.
It's got another 5 pages of notes on the posted on the back. Okay. So I also assume that we have to like use the scanner at some point, but let's put the tools into the floppy disk. Okay. So now we've got Voice Forge, which I don't have any purpose for right now, and Image Analyzer. So let's leave the computer on. And then what we'll do is we're going to put the picture back on the scanner. Got it. All right. Oh, she's typing in a new thing. Bright picture dot bump. Okay. All right, that seems about right. That seems about right. Okay. Oh yes, the noise slider. Get that all the way down. Okay, so it sort of stabilizes there, right?
What the hell is that? Ball lightning? I'll print the whole picture for now, but there's probably more to find.
Yeah, among other things, what's this? I don't know what this is. Pattern analysis failed. Please narrow down the search area. Well, I want to know what this is. Okay. No pattern found.
Unusual flower over there, though. Never seen anything like it. Maybe worth printing?
Eileen's gonna be so mad. That sounds like a laser printer. We're using up so much of her color toner too. So should I try analyzing the ball lightning? All right, is there anything else that we can think of that I might want to analyze the pattern on? We may not use the pattern analyzer on this photograph. Oh, well, I don't know. There's some, like, water droplets or stuff down here. We could try it down here. Nope. Okay. Anything else that we want to take a look at? It's hard not to feel like there's something else that I'm supposed to find on here. Just curious if this might be a thing. All right. We can leave here for now. We might put a pin in this just in case there's something else I'm supposed to look for. Killer's saying, no, that's not a laser. I bet it's ink of some sort. It's just the sound of it sounds very... Actually, it sounds... I take it back. It sounds dot matrixy to me. Anywhere that I see some sort of like noise or distortion, I might do a quick scan, but... I'm feeling like this is everything there is to find here. All right, so let's go back.
No, not quite yet. I think there's more to find in this picture.
Oh, dear. Okay, well, we look at whatever this is. I don't know what these, like, white strands are. Could there be some more ball lightning back there, maybe? Okay, maybe I need to get, like, all three things. Maybe, like, at the medium zoom level. I want to have all three ball lightnings visible. Oh, here we go. Brightness anomalies form a tilted equilateral triangle.
That shape has to be significant somehow. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's all there is to find in this picture.
Okay, and I'm going to click on VoiceForge just in case it's something that we should do. No, I don't have any audio files. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry, I'm not recording. Do you remember the static that was on one of the tapes? The one in the attic, yeah. None of the other recordings had static, and I want to know if that's a thing. So we're going to put that in there. Yeah, it's this one for sure. Okay.
You've reached the Rain residence. Leave a message after the beep.
You're the only one I trust now. Just call me back as soon as you can.
.wave. Sorry, it's been a while since I've listened to a wave file. Mrplow.wave. Okay, so now, yeah, let's bring this up here.
Okay, Erica Wade, let's see if we can't motivate you to hear me out.
Wait, I wanted to listen to the static. I thought that's what we were doing. 5 distinct voices separated into sections.
You've reached the Rain residence. Leave a message after the beep.
Okay, I don't feel like that's the part that I want. We would want... Oh, right. So she said, I will only let you talk to him if he personally says that he wants to talk to you. So that's what we're trying to do. So... Oh, sure. We'll just reconstruct a sentence out of these 800 words. Okay. Hello, it's Charles. Do I need to put a period or something? Probably not. So we need to find words that say, I want to talk to Kathy or something. Kathy Rain, preferably. Here's call, and here's Kathy. Hello, it's Charles. Erica. Is there like a your father? Yes, your father. Hello, it's Charles, Erica, comma, your father. We should probably erase Erica. Oh, wait, can we, okay, hi. Hello, Erica. It's your father, Charles. So now we need to, I want to talk to Kathy Rain. Hello, firstborn Erica. No, we're not going to do that. I'd like to... Is there a talk button? Call Kathy Rain. Will this work?
Almost. Just a few more tweaks. That should work.
Sorry, it's so much. They added so much more. New segment appended at the end. Can I listen to it?
I'll just reuse the same tape and place the modified message at the end.
Hello, Erica. It's your father. Call Kathy Rain and give her what she wants. Bye.
All right, the forged message should now be at the end of the original tape.
I cannot believe that I got that on basically my first try. I thought for sure, like, there'd be, like, even the Erica thing, I was like, they're gonna make me take that out. Like, there's no way. Also, Carolyn is saying, fun fact, there is an Android app called VoiceForge. I wonder if it allows you to commit, fraud. So, I just quit. Yeah, she put it on the tape recorder, so we'll quit. And now I will get the... let's leave this up for a second. Remind me to turn that off before we leave, though.
I'll just get rid of the original picture now, since I have the restored version anyway. Strange. Now that I look at them, the lights remind me of something I picked up yesterday.
Well... The stupid church flyer has those 3 ball lightnings on it.
That logo at the top looks familiar. Haven't I seen something similar to it today?
Okay, how do I...
Wow, the church logo looks pretty similar to the smoky lights. I might have to visit them after all.
Turn off the computer.
Oh, hello there, Mildred.
Hi yourself, Agatha.
What? How'd you... Oh, never mind.
I know your social security number too.
Oh, God. Soon you'll start stealing my clothes and then walk around in them pretending to be me.
Who says I haven't done that already?
Okay, I admit that's pretty funny.
So anyway, how did things go with Dave?
Pretty good. I had to sabotage your computer.
You had to what?
Oh, chill outy. It was just a tiny little thing. I just needed an excuse for the IT guy to come by so I could steal his password.
Clyde? But he's so nice. Why'd you want to steal his password?
It's a long story.
Wow, they're hypnotic. Looks like a will-o'-the-wisp. You know, the spirit of the forest.
Now, that's just silly, Eileen. There has to be a more reasonable explanation for them.
Hey, there's nothing silly about forest spirits. You should talk to Meadow, my Wiccan friend. She's really opened my eyes about these sort of things.
Isn't it your Christian duty to consider people like her to be heathens? Let's not reinforce the idea that she needs to be prejudiced. Isn't that the same Meadow who had an intimate relationship with the tree outside her dorm? I do not know how credible those rumors are. But the trouble is I dislike this less than I dislike this, so we're going to go with the second one.
Isn't that the same Meadow who had an intimate relationship with the tree outside her dorm?
Oh, come on. That was just a phase.
Trust me, I've been through every phase in the book. That definitely isn't one of them.
So anyway, is there anything I can do to help?
Well, my side of the room is starting to get a bit messy. There's always that.
Haha, I meant with the investigation, silly.
I guess you could try to find out more about these lights. Maybe figure out where that picture was taken.
I know exactly where to start. Oh, and yeah, feel free to keep using my computer. I don't need it right now.
All right, I think I'm gonna see if I can figure out a way to motivate Erica Wade to talk to me.
Okie dokie.
Oh, I think we sequence broke a little bit. Although I'm glad that Eileen isn't there. She would be like constantly leaning over Kathy's shoulder.
Hey, E, got a sec?
Sure thing, Kathy. What's up?
Let's ask her about any of this stuff, really, because I don't know that we've talked to her about any of this. Oh, wait, but she's our hint line. I do want to know what she says about the church, though.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like an okay bunch to me. Just your regular old Christians. My kind of crowd.
That's just it. They seem a bit too normal. And there's that logo, too.
It could just be a coincidence, Kathy. The Holy Trinity is typically portrayed as a triangle.
I don't believe in coincidences, E. I believe in action and reaction.
Gee, you sound like a starship captain. Captain Rain of the USS Dignity, here to save the galaxy.
Oh, please, kill me now.
Too bad Mia wasn't here for the Star Trek reference earlier.
What do you think of Lily Meyer's art?
I actually looked her up this morning, and I couldn't find any records of her being recognized as an artist.
Yeah, I doubt there was ever a chance for that to happen. Wade bought everything shortly after she died. I only got a chance to see this one picture. Wasn't all that bad, but nothing breathtaking.
Well, maybe there's more to her art than meets the eye. Something Wade knew, and we're missing.
Yeah, maybe.
No, 100%. The dude did not come by with $5,000 and buy all of her art because he felt like wistful about it. Yeah, he's got $1 million, like whatever. He went out of his way to buy up all of these like items. He went to a desperate family that can't make ends meet and said, I will give you money to bail you out of your situation, but in exchange, you have to give up all of the artwork that your deceased daughter ever painted. There's no way that that artwork is immaterial to the case.
Any ideas how to get in touch with Charles Wade?
His daughter is probably our best shot. There must be some way to get her on our side.
Yeah. Either by convincing her or tricking her somehow.
And hello to Silver Surfer. This reminds me of Space Quest or Dragon Quest. Yeah, this is very much inspired by that, but I have to say, the fact that we've now been playing for a few hours and I haven't gotten horrifically stumped means that I like it way more. I will say I do like, it's one of my very, very few moments of gaming pride. When I was young, I made it all the way through Space Quest 4, I think it was 4 or 6, I think it was 4, without ever looking things up. Like, the internet, as we know it today, did not exist at the time. I didn't have a hint guide. I didn't have to talk to, I didn't, like, have anybody to call and call their hint line or anything. Made it all the way through that game. It's the only Sierra game I've ever finished front to back, and it made me really excited to play more, and then I went out and got, like, King's Quest 6 and just immediately got, like, horrifically stumped in it. Hello to Ricardinho. Hello there. Want to say hi real quick while I get ready for the Christmas dinner over at my step uncles and aunts. Ricardinho, have a great holiday, a great Christmas. I hope that you have a wonderful time with family. And for anybody that's here, I did see on Ricardinho's, we're going to keep playing in a second, but on Ricardinho's Twitter, he's announced that there's going to be a giveaway during one of his upcoming streams, and you will be able to enter by when he's streaming. Jump into chat. You should be in his chat anyway, but do !enter, and that's how you'll enter for the giveaway. He has something up on Twitter about it. And hello to Ruination Ronin. Wow, a lot of people are coming in. Hello to everybody. As you can see, we're playing heavy. It's gonna happen. Kathy Rain, and we have just, I think, well, we might ask Eileen about a couple more things, but I don't want her to hint at me. I just want to get some more like conversation in.
I wonder what was so special about Lily Myers. Well, besides her being a talented artist who drowned herself in a lake.
I bet there's some secret about her art. Let's hope Charles Wade has some answers.
What do you think of this cocky person?
Well, the nickname makes me think of, you know, boy parts.
And you call yourself a Christian? Any ideas about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
Beats me. Maybe he found what he was looking for. Or it found him.
Did you just quote a tagline from one of those cheesy horror novels?
Maybe.
I do really like the ball lightning and stuff. I like the hint that there could be something weird or supernatural going on. Like, we don't know what this is a picture of, but it's like I love
get back to the
not knowing.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so we've got a pretty good sense of what we need to do. We need to call Lily Myers. So for anybody coming in, we recently used this old Macintosh to forge a voice message that we're going to call up Charles Wade's daughter and say, call up Kathy Rain and give her whatever she wants. Ronan says, Ricardinho says, it's a limited edition of a glass for the 50th year anniversary of McDonald's being in Germany. It's really fancy glass. Yeah, there's a picture of it up on his Twitter as well. You guys should check it out. All right, Wade Residence. Now, okay, I can't get the tape recorder ready.
You've reached Erica Wade. Leave a message after the beep.
Hold on.
Hello, Erica. It's your father. Call Kathy Rain and give her what she wants. Bye.
You've reached Erica Wade. Leave a message after the beep.
Hi, Erica. This is Kathy Rain. I spoke to your father. He asked me to get in touch with you and said he would call ahead. You can reach me at 555-8352. Bye. Your move, Erica.
What she doesn't know is that
Now
Erica's
that's some out-of-the-box thinking.
out of the country.
Yep, just might be silly enough to work. Well, time for a break. Gotta eat something before I pass out.
Okie dokie. I'll stay here and keep digging.
All right, see you in a bit. Hey.
Hey.
So, any progress with the search?
Yeah, I was able to identify that flower. It's called the red scythe, or Rosea falcus. I discovered that there was a small nature reserve near Conwell Springs, which was established in '89. The red scythe is on their list of endangered plants. I made a photocopy of the botany book page in case you want it later.
That's something. I should go check it out. Maybe I can narrow down the place where that picture was taken.
My thoughts exactly. Here you go. The nature reserve is marked out on this map.
Jeez, you've been busy.
Well, you know, beats homework.
Amen to that. And, good work, Eileen.
Happy to help. So what...
Oh, hang on. I'll go get that.
Okie dokie.
We're very fortunate that Eileen is comfortable with, like, everything that's going on. We had to, like, hide this from her. It'd be really tough.
Hello?
This is Erica Wade calling for Kathy Rain.
Speaking.
Miss Rain, this is terribly awkward. I realize now how rude I was before. I wanted to apologize and ask if there is anything I can do.
No, don't rub it in. What possible purpose would rubbing it in? I know that that's sort of Kathy's personality to antagonize people, but, like, the goal is to get what we want, right?
Apology accepted. You can start by answering a few questions.
Very well.
I want to know about the art.
What do you know about Lily Myers' art?
Oh, that little girl had a twisted mind, let me tell you that. Oh, my father used to have a few pieces of hers in his collection. Horrible things. I couldn't understand why he ever decided to procure them in the first place.
You say used to have. Did he get rid of the paintings?
Oh, either that or he put them in storage somewhere. I haven't seen them for years. I never bothered to ask him why. Glad to be rid of them, quite frankly.
Okay. It feels a little bit backwards, but now let's ask her about Lily Myers herself.
What do you know about Lily Myers?
She was a young artist who lived somewhere in Conwell Springs. Killed herself, if I recall correctly. Dreadful thing. But other than that, not much. We never knew the family.
Like, it feels backwards when you do this in a video game, but in real life, by starting off by saying, what do you know about Lily Myers' art, you'll learn at least something if she responds, who's Lily Myers? What are you talking about? Where if she, like, says, oh, right, that artwork, I really hated it, she cannot then later on pretend that she didn't know who Lily Myers was. Like, you start the conversation as an interrogation by assuming that they know what you're talking about in the thought that maybe you can get them to slip up. That's how I think about it anyway. Okay, so let's ask her about her father. No, let's ask her about Cocky.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky? It may be an Air Force call sign.
I can't say that I do. Father had many friends in the Air Force, but no one I can recall by that name.
Also, it seems like something you would have asked my father, Kathy, since you know him so well. And hello to Brian. Brian, I hope that you are gearing up to have a wonderful holiday. Hopefully you get a chance to spend it with some friends or family, or at the very least have some time off from work, but I hope you're doing really well.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather that night in '81?
Not really, no. But what I do know is how it destroyed Father.
It did?
Oh, yes. The two of them were great friends once. And when Joseph was hurt, they hadn't been talking for some time. Father always hoped they would be able to reconnect one day. He kept putting it off, believing they had time. But in the end, it never happened.
So, what were things like back when they were still good friends?
Oh, they were like peas in a pod. Always sharing their war stories and laughing together. In a way, Joseph became the uncle I never had. He was around a lot when Father went out on business trips. Later on, I even met you a few times, when you were just a baby.
I don't remember any of that.
Oh, no matter, you were so little then.
Erica, I have to ask, why were you so defensive on the phone earlier when I tried to reach out?
Oh, I don't know, Kathy. Our families haven't been in touch for a long time. I don't remember exactly when it happened, but we all started drifting apart. My guess is that it had to do with Father's growing wealth. Friendship needs common ground, and we started living in different worlds. What happened to your grandfather was the final nail in the coffin. Father just couldn't bear seeing him like that, neither alive nor dead.
I was wondering the same thing, like, oh, my father always regretted not getting along better with your grandfather. It really, like, hurt him. It's like, why were you so rude on the phone when he called earlier? But they have addressed that. And Brian says that he's doing well, which is very good to hear.
What can you tell me about Mr. Wade?
My father is a great man. He has so many ideas, so much left to realize, which makes it hurt so much more to see him like this.
See him like what?
The illness and everything, of course.
Right. Yeah, it must be hard.
Yes, indeed. I wish he wouldn't be so stubborn with his treatment. He could go to any state-of-the-art hospital, but insists on being treated in that backwater clinic in Conwell Springs.
The community clinic in the middle of town?
Yes. It's like he's given up and is just waiting for the inevitable to happen.
Well, it's always the conversation options that I think will raise the most suspicion that actually produce the greatest results. Tell me about your father. Miss Rain? Don't you know him quite well? I'm hanging up now. Okay, so let's ask the most oddball question in the whole list. Let's ask her about the Church of the Holy Trinity.
Do you know anything about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
It's the one and only church in Conwell Springs. I was baptized there, and I married my husband there.
Anything out of the ordinary about them?
Oh, not really. They seem like a typical church to me.
I think that's everything we had.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Very well. Feel free to call back if you have any more questions.
All right. Wade is in Conwell Springs. He's being treated in the clinic.
So should I go there instead of to the nature reserve? Also, let's get out of here.
That was Erica Wade. Her father is being treated at the clinic in Conwell Springs.
Being treated? He's sick?
Looks that way. Small miracle they managed to keep it out of the press.
Yeah, I suppose you're returning to talk to him?
It'll have to be tomorrow. It's quite late for that now.
I suppose. Scrabble?
Oh, you're so on. I will crush you.
Wait, that's the whole second day? Wow.
You're off your game today. Is everything all right?
Oh, shut up. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
Oh, up late, thinking about your grandpa and everything?
Not just that, I keep having this bad dream. Well, it's not exactly a dream, it's something that actually happened.
Oh? What is it?
I'm not sure I should tell you.
You can trust me. Whatever it is, I promise I won't judge.
Well, it's your funeral. So, I used to be 16 and also pregnant.
I don't want to say this, but I do like the idea of calling for an emergency Jesus. Okay. Although this is not something that I would say, I do feel very much that it's something that Kathy would say, so we are going to say it.
Someone? We need an emergency Jesus stat.
Please go on.
Well, seeing as how I don't actually have a 5-year-old, you can probably put 2 and 2 together.
You had an abortion.
Sure did. Major pain in the ass too, but hey, couldn't let that pregnancy go untreated.
I'm glad you're telling me, but I really wish you hadn't done that, Kathy. Who was the,
So although Kathy would probably also say this, I feel like it's deliberately pushing on her, like, insecurities. Like, she couldn't even bring herself to say anything more than boy parts earlier, so we'll just go with the donor, you wouldn't know him.
The donor? You wouldn't know him. The two of us would have made terrible parents, though.
I respect your decision, but you know how I feel about this. That guy up there, he's pro-life, and I'm with him.
I get that. I gotta say, you're being really cool about this, E.
Is she?
I was expecting you to clutch your cross, flip the table, and storm off or something.
I'm not a walking stereotype, you know.
Says the red-headed nerd with the glasses.
Ha ha. But Kathy, if you keep having that nightmare, perhaps you should talk to somebody about it.
Maybe. But I doubt obsessing over it is very healthy either. Your turn, E.
Oh, fine. Oh, I play apricot, orange. Yay, bingo. 67 points.
Well, ain't that fucking peachy.
At least it's not sour grapes.
Touché.
A tainted one approaches. Is it time? Yes, a fire that burns so bright. It is almost unbearable to see. Indeed. It seems the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Shall we sculpt some flesh friends, then? Very well. I will attend to the threshold.
Grandma, have you been subletting out rooms in your house again?
Good morning, sunshine.
Please tell me I dreamt all those Scrabble losses last night.
3 times in a row.
Rub it in, why don't you? I'll just go strangle myself now.
Oh, you. Don't be a sore loser. So what's the plan today?
Mr. Wade is the plan. I'll head for the clinic right away. While I'm at it, I'm gonna check out the church and the nature reserve.
Okie dokie. What can I do to help?
Why don't you continue looking into the lights? I have a feeling they're the key to solving all of this. You could also look up the history of Conwell Springs in general, see if anything unusual has been going on.
I'll get right on it.
Great. Thanks, E.
Oh, by the way, don't forget to check out the page I gave you about the red scythe. It's a pretty interesting flower.
Right. Yeah.
All right, we're going to do that first. I'm going to save it. We're not stopping. I just wanted to put down a save because start of day 3. Okay. I don't get the sense that this is the sort of game where you can make some sort of critical mistake and fail, but again, I grew up with text adventure games like Zork and Suspended and Enchanter, as well as the Sierra games where, like, if you could make a mistake early on that rendered the game impossible to complete to the point where you would have to start it entirely over. So call it an old reflex, but I'm going to save really early, save at regular intervals is what I mean. Also, Brian was asking if that was Lex Luthor from Superman. Wouldn't that be an astounding crossover if like just 2/3 of the way, Kathy Rain just nonchalantly, you know, it reconnects with her cousin Lois Lane, and it's all taking place in the same universe, and they just didn't think to mention it prior to that. I would really love a game to do that someday. Okay, so we want to read the page about the botany book.
It's a photocopy of a book page with information about the red scythe flower. Here's an interesting segment. Another interesting trait of the red scythe is the smell, which is familiar to that of a pepper. The pollen of the plant has also been known to cause hallucinations in concentrated amounts. Native American tribes harvested and smoked the plant for that reason, but the flower never caught on as a modern recreational drug due to the difficulty of growing it.
I feel like I missed the last
Here's an
sentence there. Hold
instant
on.
Native American tribes harvested and smoked the plant for that reason.
Okay, so it's very difficult to grow. They said earlier that it's on the endangered species list, and now we know that it smells like pepper. So when we go to try to find it, we're going to want to, like, keep Kathy's nose going. Fortunately, this is in the 90s, so she won't have COVID. Let's look at the map. Okay, so there's the nature reserve. Here's the Air Force Base. I would love to do what Jab was talking about last time and, like, go, like, talk to historian there. Aside from that, the only thing that we know about the nature reserve is that it's got that red flower and some trees in the background, and that presumably we'd want to go there after dark. Oh, can I click on these things?
A prominent cliff top near the highway. Likely the most popular tourist spot in the area. Conwell Woods. What were you doing out there, Grandpa? It's the nature reserve, where the smoky lights were photographed. That looks like the town area itself. Conwell Lake, where Lily Myers met her demise.
It's pretty good about drawing your eyes to, like, the actual things. So I know I just clicked on this.
It's the nature reserve.
Yep, okay, where the smoky lights. All right.
One of the oldest Air Force bases in the U.S. Grandpa was stationed there during the war. Route 70, leading back to the city.
Do we have any idea what state this is? I don't think that they've specified. I think it's just supposed to be like any town, USA. Something about it, something random. Oh, well, actually, Interstate 70. Let's see. 70 would go east and west, and I think it would happen somewhat south of... Yeah, 66, I think? Whatever, it doesn't matter. All right. Is there anything else in our inventory that we want to look at before we go?
A printed picture of the strange smoky lights. It appears to have been taken somewhere in Conwell Woods. Ugh, I feel strange just looking at them.
Which floppy disk was this?
It's labeled boot.
All right. Hey, let's show her the key. Maybe she knows what it means.
I don't need to show her that.
Okay. Let's show her the penny.
I found this at my grandparents' place.
Oh, wait. You stole money from your grandma?
Yeah, it was her life savings.
Jesus, no, it's a sentimental thing. Me and Grandpa had this game with pennies when I was a kid.
Oh, so you kept the coin to remember the times? That's adorable.
Oh, shut up.
We're not showing her the cigarettes. If BH meant anything to her, it would have come up before this in their relationship. Oh, you showed the photograph.
I found this old picture of Grandpa at my grandparents' place.
That's nice. He looks really happy there.
Yep, I wonder what made him leave the Air Force.
He was in a war, you know? That kind of thing tends to scar people for life.
I suppose.
All right, and that's... Yeah, and she's the one who gave us these things. I should show her the map, I suppose.
I don't need to show her that.
No. All right. So, let's go talk to Charles Wade. As far as I know, that's a third more than I thought we were going to do in this room. Yeah.
All right, I'm off. Peace outie.
Okie dokie. Good luck and see you later.
Carolina also agrees with the saving. Doesn't get the feeling that this game is like that, though, but you don't know one way or the other. Okay, so Kathy specifically said it's early in the morning and she wanted to go to the clinic, so we're gonna go there first. We've gotten 0 new bikes, and it's bothering me. Those can't be DLCs. We have to be able to earn them in the game. Oh, look, it's the bum. Hey, man.
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
All right, I'm Kathy.
Pleasure to meet you.
Well, let's ask what his story is.
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies. The Silence of the Lambert, Jacob's Bladder, The Usual Surprises, Natural Bald Killers.
Not ringing any bells.
Kids these days, no appreciation for quality cinema. Breaks my heart.
Okay. I was trying to discern if any of those were supposed to be porn names, but...
So, tell me about this acting career of yours.
What about it?
Sure.
Tell me about The Silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez. Based on a true story.
That sounds insufferable.
I'm not sure I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's Bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder. During long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny. Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
Okay.
Give me the rundown on The Usual Surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during a surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is. The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure. I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
I noticed that so far all the movies involve the main character dying of a completely arbitrary event, just sort of wrapping up the plot as the main character keels over dead for no discernible reason. Oh, God, I didn't even look at this. Why are there always deaths at the end? Well, I still want to hear about natural bald killers.
Natural bald killers?
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair. Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
Sorry, it's just, regardless of the premise, imagine if you're just watching Star Wars and at the start of Act 3, Luke Skywalker has an epileptic seizure and just dies. He just keels over dead. And then that's how the movie ends. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the plot or the characters or the action or any of the decisions that anybody made along the way. He's just in the middle of a conversation. He just dies. And like, sorry, it's just, I'm just envisioning sitting through these movies and being in the movie theater thinking to myself, this is somehow worse than the two previous things that was the worst things that I'd ever seen. And in every single one, the movie just abruptly ends at like the 45-minute mark because the characters all die. Okay, why are there always deaths at the end?
Why do you always die at the end of your movies?
Typecasting.
He's the Sean Bean of the 80s. Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Not the cultured type. I understand.
So, do we think it's going to turn out later on this guy's like a multi-millionaire and he's just like, what do they call it? Method acting as someone who's, who doesn't have a home right now? Okay, consult notes.
I need to ask you a few questions.
Sounds serious. Ask away.
I've absolutely no idea why he would know about any of these things, but we've never asked him about anything, so let's just strike up some friendly conversation.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam. Oh, how I miss that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Ah, why do I even bother? Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. Impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Now that's an understatement. Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
She could sure deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
It's an astounding coincidence that this guy has any connection at all to the case.
Do you know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the last couple of weeks.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
What do you know about Lily Myers' art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
What kind of weird shit?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved in the old church?
Not really. I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it. He's a friendly guy.
All right. I might do that.
So Incident 81 is like it's usually the last thing that I ask about because it seems like the topic that the most people would have like, I don't even know who you are, much less your grandfather, much less what happened. What would this be, like 15 years earlier in this timeline?
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in 81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abducted by aliens.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it, man. A big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons. My wife had just left me, taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Open your mind, man.
What war was he getting conscripted for in 81? The Last Starfighter?
Okay, that's enough serious questions for now.
Alrighty.
Okay, so we've talked to Goober here about everything he's got to say.
Okay, I'm off.
Bye.
All right.
Yep, it's full of trash. Figure that.
Oh, 24/7. I was like, I couldn't quite make this out what it said before. All right, we know we're going into the clinic, and I don't want to exit. Yeah. Okay, nothing else to click on that I can see. Yeah, just like in the police station, we're going to look at every single
I was
thing.
expecting plastic, but this looks like a real plant.
My favorite coffee receptacle.
A calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year.
By the way, I know it just said at the beginning of day 3. Is this 95 or 96? Am I remembering what it's one of those 2 years, isn't it?
Smoking allowed. Guess this place is a bit behind on healthcare regulations. No thanks. I have better things to do. Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs. It's like they're intentionally trying to keep people out. I can't read it from here.
Okay.
Excuse me, nurse? Hey, nurse!
Yeah?
I feel like this is just sort of like, it's weirdly judgmental, and then trying not to strain yourself is only going to set us... It's like, Kathy, you want something from this person. Antagonizing them from the first thing that you say is not going to help you out there. I know she wants to be all sassy and stuff, and that's great, but not when you're trying to, like, finesse your way into a place that, frankly, she has every right to throw you out. So I'm going to go with, like, the least offensive thing that's here, which is to maybe strike up a conversation about how she's not really enjoying her job right now, and hey, so say we all.
Somebody around here hates their job.
No shit. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
I need to get rid of her somehow.
So Carol Luna saying that he thought it was 86. I thought it was mid 90s, but maybe I'm wrong. No, wait, it can't be 86 because they've got a calendar for 91. And Kathy says they must have really liked that year, like in the past tense.
I can't read it from here.
Okay, so can you go closer to it?
I can't read it.
Fine. So if I want to get rid of her, I don't think it'll let me stun gun her.
I wish, but she'd just call security on me.
Not if you stun gun her. All right. Oh, can I smoke in here? Ah, hold on. Let's try smoking.
I prefer to smoke outdoors.
Yeah, but the nurse prefers that you do that too, which is why we're going to try to do this.
I prefer to smoke outdoors.
Okay, she won't let us smoke in here.
A calendar from 1991.
All right, do we have anything else in here? Oh, I've got a photo of him.
I don't want to show her that.
Okay, we've got a small key, but those are files, not safety deposit boxes. I could crash her computer if she walked away from it for several minutes. And I knew her, and I knew her last name. It's possible that we shouldn't be here yet, but let's just see what happens if I just try to, like, go over
Rows
here.
and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I need to do some digging.
I have no idea on how to get rid of her.
A Again? No thanks. I'm gonna have to think outside the box.
She's just gonna yell at us, I think.
No point. I wouldn't even know what room to go to.
Alright, so that's why we need to get into the computer to find out what room he's hanging around in. So we need to make her get up and leave the computer. The only thing we know that she likes is her Walkman. And if she's not going to put that away, I can't, like, steal the batteries out of it or whatever.
No thanks. Uncomfortable.
Yeah, we could leave and go someplace else. Pack of cigarettes, dictaphone. That doesn't help me out in any way that I can think of. She doesn't want to... Oh, can I throw the coin someplace? No, that's not going to be enough time to... I'm thinking in Hitman logic. Hello to Lady B. And Merry Christmas right back to you. Oh, gosh. Ricardio is taking out... Ricardio, again, have a great holiday with your aunt and uncle. And hopefully the rest of your family. And hello to Mia. Oh, and Mia is listening while driving on some errands. So, in the world of Hitman, I would throw the penny and then, like, garrote her from behind, but that's not going to work. I can try to show her this cool ball lightning.
I don't want to show her that.
So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe if we go get the plant that smells like pepper. I really can't get to the notice board, huh?
I can't read it.
How much... Kathy, you need a new prescription. Okay. So, I'm kind of feeling like maybe we go someplace else and then come back, because I'm not seeing anything. There's no phone.
A computer. They likely keep records of their patients on it.
Yeah, we can't read the notice board. She's not interested in the magazine. I don't have coffee to put into the plant. Yeah, but the only thing that makes me worried about leaving here and going someplace else is that Kathy specifically said, that's what I'm going to do first today.
Nah, I need those for self-intoxication.
And yet I don't have any other ideas. So... just making sure that there's nothing else in the environment. I think we just go. Yeah. Let's go try to find the whatever's at the nature preserve, and maybe that'll open up new options. Oh, and Lady B was just stopping by to say Merry Christmas to you and yours. Yes, right back at you. You and Borlak, thank you very much, and thank you again for the crafting stream earlier today. All right, let me just talk to Goober just in case he knows anything about the nurse inside.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi!
Live performance?
So, how good an actor are you?
The best! The very best!
You know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those movies. And that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I know it! She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
Yeah, that's definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Okay, The Silence of Lambert would be really distracting because he'd be trying to do that made-up sign language. Also, it's a love story, so he'd be really into her. Oh, and they all die at the end, so he'll probably get taken into the clinic. In Jacob's Bladder, he was in love with his own colon or whatever, so I don't think that that's going to be a good match for this. This is sort of a comedy about somebody who goes out, like, No, that was this one. Scalping people to get their hair. What was The Usual Surprises? That was the comedy one, but what was that one about? I already don't remember. I'm going to say The Silence of Lambert, because he's going to go in there, he's not going to say anything, he's going to be gesturing at her in, like, just nonsense, it's not going to mean anything, and maybe he'll, like, keel over from the epileptic seizure or whatever.
Probably The Silence of Lambert.
Oh, I'm gonna be loud.
Okay.
Al Consuelo, how I wish I could speak. I have so many things left to say. My chest, no! It can't be! Hold me! Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
Okay, this was clearly not the correct movie.
That wasn't really an electrifying performance. I'll have to intervene somehow.
Okay, stun gun then? What do? I come up behind him and stun gun him?
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi!
Okay, let me just hear about the comedy one.
What about?
Give me the run.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during the surprise birthday party of a 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is.
And this is the guy with the epilepsy.
The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all.
Right.
I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Oh, never mind.
Not the cultured type. I understand.
So...
Hey.
Sure.
Silence of the Lambert didn't work out. Jacob's bladder, he's in love with his own, like, organs. It's not gonna... I don't see how that would make her pay more attention to it. Let's go with the usual surprises.
How about the usual surprises?
Business as usual.
Now, she specifically said electrifying a performance, so I'm thinking stun gun time somehow.
You guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing.
Nurse, he's seizing.
Oh, shit.
Man, I feel like a total jackass. I'll have to make it up to the poor guy later.
Kathy, you mispronounced sociopath. That's awful. And really dangerous. God fucking damn it. Oh. Let's use the floppy disk. Maybe we can get the admin password. Okay, I don't know how this is going to help us, but let's try it. There's no reason for us to think that an administrator went in, but maybe we'll get something.
Crap. Looks like I have to figure out the username some other way.
Okay, hold on. Tor Gador. I'm just looking at that because that doesn't mean anything. So, yeah, that's not spelled anything backwards either. Anyway, so let's exit and shut down. Take this out. Plug it back in. Okay, or turn it back on. So we need the username, and the only thing we couldn't get to before was the notice board.
Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez. Ugh, what a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse.
Okay. Hopefully, hold on. I need to make a note of this. C. Mendez. Hopefully, this free clinic uses the exact same password structure as the college. And then Tor Gador. All right. Wade. Search. What? Okay, how about just Wade then? There we go.
Gotcha.
Oh, Charles Wade. I thought you meant Wade, comma. There's no possible way I could have parsed that together. Okay, so 824.95 referral from Dr. A. Friedman, Street St. Francis Medical Center. Oh, in Kentucky. KC. Is that Kentucky? Like Kentucky's KY, so maybe Kansas City? KC. Oh, whatever. Patient has undergone successful invasive heart surgery and was transferred to this facility at his own request. The initial prognosis looks good, and the patient is likely to have made a full recovery in 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, so it shows that he's stable, and he's in 6B. I literally write these things down as I'm playing so that I can find them later. I don't want to have to come back to this. All right, so now we will go back. No, we're going to turn it off. Turn it back on. And we're going to leave this the way that we found it, so that we don't get in trouble.
Rows and columns of files.
I can't believe that dude turned out to be the answer. I also can't believe that stun gunning him was the answer.
It's all right, Claude.
Understood, sir.
Claude.
So, you managed to find me.
I did.
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
I'm no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
Ah, she's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
Huh. But then again, I don't need to piggyback on favors. I make my own way. The trouble is that sort of, it makes it sound like he's correct in what he's assuming, and it has nothing to do with what he thinks it is at all. You're assuming a lot, Mr. Wade.
You're assuming a lot, Mr. Wade.
Guilty as charged. It's a stance I find remarkably effective for a man with little time and a tendency to be correct.
You might want to rethink that attitude. I have a history of surprising people.
Yeah, just ask Goober.
Is that so? Very well. I'll indulge you for now. Who are you then?
I'm Kathy Rain. Joseph was my grandfather.
Now I remember. You were at the funeral.
I was.
You were late.
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
I must say, you have me intrigued, Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Claude is thoroughly engrossed in, like, Elle magazine. Let's just start from the top.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help. People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together. went to war together. I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead, no doubt.
So, when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened. Sharon Evans happened.
My parents?
Yes. They ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
Agree with him about tough love. So, what do we think that Kathy would say? And the reason that I bring that up is that I feel like her experience is rather different than mine. Kathy is someone who, as far as we're made to, aware, had to commit her own mother to an institution because she was a danger to herself and others. Kathy feels like somebody who would believe in tough love or whatever. Silver Surfer says, happy holidays to all. I must go. As most of you, I'll be passing some time with family a little later, so I gotta go get ready. Silver Surfer, thank you so much for hanging out. It was wonderful to see you. I hope that you and your whole family have a wonderful holiday. And if we don't see you again, a very, very happy New Year as well.
I wouldn't mind teaching my old man some manners myself, wherever he is.
Yes, of course. You must understand this better than anyone. People like your father simply cannot grasp how far their bad influence spreads. So our family started drifting apart. Eventually, my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
So, just in case anybody's like, why would being in a wheelchair end their friendship? He was also, let's say, catatonic. Apparently unable to speak, although MRI scans showed that his brain was functionally just fine. But he was apparently never able to speak again, and that's maybe what he's talking about. I don't think it was just like, oh, you can't walk anymore, LOL, on with my life.
Do you recognize the call sign Cocky?
Would be strange if I didn't, since I was the one who coined it. It belongs to a fellow named Jimmy Cochran. He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Perfect. Thanks. Tell me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense. He's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
Huh. I think So remember how I didn't confide in Grandma? The reason for that was that it seemed to me like I didn't have all the details yet, and Kathy's mom had clearly gone to some lengths to sever ties with the Rains, and I didn't know why or what the deal was, what was there, so I didn't want to volunteer private, sensitive medical information to that. Here, we've got two separate people. We've got Kathy Rain's mom, now we've got Cocky, and I'm trying to think, we've got sort of a medical mystery, like grandfather back in 81 suddenly winds up in a wheelchair and unable to speak. It feels like there are pieces here to be put together, and the only way that's going to happen is if we find somebody that we can talk to.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans. I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us, more than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Creepy. I wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now. You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for. Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist, gone.
That can't be a coincidence.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
That'd be great. Thanks, Charles.
Anytime. But I'm curious, what's your interest in the paintings?
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so? Strange.
Yeah, there's a whole cycle here about people developing some sort of cognitive or mental problem, and also a fascination with Lily Myers and her art, which Lily Myers by herself, like Lily Myers fell into a very deep depression and started expressing that through her art. So she may also have been a victim of or exposed to whatever it was. Drian is also calling this guy a vulture. Yeah. Wealthy magnate, some CEO or owner of some giant company with all the money in the world goes to visit the mother of this deceased teenager and offers her $5,000 for all of her pictures. And knowing that she's desperate for money, he's able to procure them so that he could then turn around and sell them at a profit. What a sweetheart.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
So, I really don't think that we're going to be allowed to ask about this, but there's a third voice on this tape. There's Charles. There's a woman who, just based on context, I believe to be Kathy Rain's mother, even though it's odd that Kathy doesn't say anything about it. And then there's a third voice, the guy that says, "It happened to me too. You're the only one I can trust." And that's being left for Joseph Rain.
I don't need to show him that.
Yeah, no, of course you wouldn't.
I don't need to.
Yeah, okay. Try to show him the photos.
Do you recognize this, Charles?
of course. Your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran, taken shortly before we went to the war.
You guys look like you just won the lottery or something.
Indeed. We were mere children, with no concept of what we were getting into.
Do you know what this key opens?
You must be truly desperate if you ask random people a question like that.
Not desperate, just trying everything. Hey, have you seen my penny?
I don't need to show him that.
Okay, he's got to have something to say about the ball lightning, though.
What do you see in this picture, Charles?
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
And terribly blue, do they?
I don't need to show him that.
He's not going to care about the botany book.
Do you know what this is?
A flower. Why don't you consult a botanist instead of bothering me with this nonsense?
Do you have a packed itinerary today, Charles? Am I distracting you from your examination of the corners?
I don't need to.
Okay. BH still doesn't match the initials of anybody that we've met so far.
I don't need.
Yeah. Pack of cigarettes. Hey, smoke. Charles, you want to smoke?
I don't need.
Okay, and I doubt that we're going to get to use this stun gun twice in one day. Also, I think it would need to recharge. That's everything I know of to talk to him about.
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
Oh, now he's sad to see her go. Okay, he does have a phone. That's good.
Just some boring landscape paintings. Just some
All right, just doing my little pixel hunt here.
Looks like Wade brought some of his old tunes with him.
Iron Maiden.
That guy is huge. I wonder how many cows he eats per day.
All right, the phone is the only thing we haven't clicked on because there's nobody for me to call right now. Just want to make sure that we're not overlooking anything on our way out.
Phone. Wade must get special privileges here.
Okay, I can't imagine anything else we need to do here. Do we need to check the computer for anything? Let me think. We don't think that Cochran ever came here, but I could check to see. You know, it seems like a real long shot. Was it E. Mendez? What was her first initial? I thought I wrote it down. C. Mendez. I did write it down. And then Otorgador. All right, let's just see what else comes up. We can look for Myers. Nope. Okay. We could look for Cochran. I might need to double check the spelling on that. Nope. Let's just for laughs. Rain. Oh, hold on. We found something. Joseph Irving Rain. Date of death, 95. Okay, so she came back for the funeral, so it is 95. 8/16, patient was brought in by law enforcement in a state of confusion, no apparent exterior trauma, pupil dilation normal, unresponsive to other stimuli, possible stroke, referring to neurologist for further diagnosis. And now he's deceased. All right. Is there anybody else that we know her last name? We can go look for Summers. And if this is striking you as being a terrible, terrible, disrespectful breach of patient confidentiality, correct. Okay. Do we know anybody else's last name? We don't know Goober's last name. Yeah, nobody comes to mind. Okay, I think that's everything that we have. So let's make sure that we log completely out. There's a 0% chance that the game cares about this, but I care about it. We're not going to leave any evidence so that the sheriff comes knocking. But speaking of the sheriff, I think that's our next destination. I kind of regret that I don't know Goober's last name because he's still in there. Like, notice that he didn't come back out. They didn't, like, toss him onto that bench. All right, let's go to the sheriff.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
Sorry, you guys. Look at the plant. That's a very nice touch. I very much appreciate the very dead plant.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Not really, Kathy. Sorry.
Nah, I don't want to ask him about that.
Why not? Like, what could it hurt?
Hey, Lenny, do you recognize this flower?
Yeah, I accidentally inhaled pollen from one of them when I was a kid. I remember being sick and delirious for days.
Scary. Where did you come across this flower?
Somewhere in Conwell Woods. Not sure where exactly.
All right.
Okay, so we knew that it had sort of hallucinogenic effects, but apparently they go on for days, according to him. That's of interest.
I don't want to show him that. Do you know what this is?
I have no idea. Looks creepy, whatever it is. Where did you get it?
Grandpa had it hidden away in the attic.
Probably for a good reason, then. Be careful out there.
I don't want to. I probably shouldn't. Hey, Lenny, do you recognize these men?
We might have shown him this
Not
before.
Really. Sorry.
Right. I don't think that there's anything else that we would show him. Okay.
Well, gotta go.
See ya.
I really do like the fact that the plant is dead now. 2 days later.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Nope.
Do you know anything about the art theft in the Wade estate?
Yes, Mr. Wade phoned ahead about that. Lenny!
Yes, boss?
Get the report from the burglary in the Wade estate back in '86?
On it, boss.
You know what else? If we can get to the back room...
There you go, Kathy.
Thanks, buddy.
If we can get to the back room and make a call, we could call up the Air Force Base and ask about Jimmy Cochran now. Okay, so here's the police report about the burglary. 3/11/86. So this is, what do we say, 95? This is 9 years ago. The alarm... Sorry, they're talking. The alarm in the Wade estate is triggered. The house is empty at the time, and the neighbors contact law enforcement. 3/11/86, officers arrive at the scene. Several broken windows can be observed. A sweep of the estate and surrounding premises reveal no trace of... Wasn't it a team of people? They didn't leave any trace at all. I'm not putting a lot of stock in the cops here. So the next day, 24 hours later, a single witness identified as Franklin Goldfarb reports seeing multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime. So I'm just going to write down F. Goldfarb. Don't know that that's going to be relevant, but it's good to know. Okay, so a month later, next month, Charles Wade arrives at Conwell Springs to make an official statement. After examining the house, he reports that paintings with an excess value of $15,000 have been stolen. Well, he did say he would have made his money back threefold, so it's being accurate. The art in question has not yet popped up in any circles that are known to deal with stolen goods, terminating investigation due to lack of leads. Wow, they gave it another 2 weeks.
Christ's sakes, all moms are the
I gotta find this Goldfarb guy. Maybe he knows more about the burglary.
On my desk by the end of the week.
Okay, boss.
Hold on, I didn't see what she wrote down. Oh, it wrote it down for me.
I should ask around. Somebody must know who Franklin Goldfarb is. I need to talk to Jimmy. He must have some answers about the nature of the lights.
We can also just look him up in Grandma's phone book back at the house.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar, but I can't place him.
All right.
Well, gotta go.
See ya.
Do we think that there's anything left to ask the sheriff about? Because we only asked him one thing.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I... What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
It's a fine church. I go there myself every Sunday.
You know Isaac?
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Never heard of him. Anything else?
I'll hang on to it for now.
All right, that might be... I don't remember what we did and did not show him.
I probably shouldn't. Do you know what this is?
It's just some kids playing pranks with flashlights.
I don't want to show. Do you recognize this flower?
Matter of fact, I do. It's a local endangered plant with mild narcotic properties.
Yeah? Have you come across any users in the area?
Sure, but it's a bit tricky to do anything about it. Using it as a substance is technically legal.
Ah, so the illegal part is picking it in the first place.
Yes, knowingly picking the flower is a crime, according to the Endangered Species Act of 1973.
Gotcha, thanks.
Okay, so mental note, don't bring back any samples for Eileen. Okay, that's everything I've got.
That's all for now.
Good.
Now, I want to see if we can get into the back room and use the phone to call the Air Force Base to ask about Jimmy Cochran. It seems like a long shot.
No need to do that again. Besides, I think that poor plant has suffered enough.
No, I think that poor plant is done suffering, actually.
I don't have a reason to go in there right now.
Okay. So I really like it when games do that, because what it means is that I don't need to puzzle solve further about this. She's not going to go back there. There's no way to do it. Not like, oh man, if only I could distract Lenny. So we came out of there with an additional lead about Goldfarb. So let's go back to Grandma's house. I'm going to try to get in touch with Jimmy Cochran and Andrew Goldfarb. But I'll tell you what, before we do that, because Grandma might have some more information about one or both of them, and the more info we have when we call them, the better off we're going to be. The more we... Hold on.
Oh, hello, dear. Glad to see you again so soon.
Hi, Grandma. I just thought I'd drop by.
Sure, hon. Stay as long as you'd like.
You always want to be walking into an interrogation or a questioning section knowing as much as possible.
There are a few things I need to ask you, Grandma.
Very well, dear.
So that you can discern whether or not what you're hearing is the truth. You ask a few questions that you know the answers to. That'll give you a sense on whether or not the person is being truthful and what they sound like when they're being truthful.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is? He was a friend of Grandpa's.
I believe he teaches at the flight school these days.
I don't think so, at least not anymore. I was told he was placed in a mental facility.
Really? He always struck me as a kind man, maybe a bit nervous and on edge, but not crazy.
There's more. I found out that Jimmy asked Grandpa for help not long before Grandpa ended up in that wheelchair. Jimmy sounded really desperate. I'm sure what happened to Grandpa that night had something to do with his cry for help.
You should go find the man then. Surely he must know something.
That's the plan. I just wondered if there's anything else you think I should know about him.
Not really. We haven't stayed in touch since Joseph was injured. I know that he had a wife, Agatha, and a son, James. Agatha passed away from cancer years ago, but as far as I know, James still lives in the city with his family.
Okay, thanks, Grandma.
This pen sucks. I'm trying to write down James Cochran. I need to pull Adrienne and just keep like a little notepad right here. I'm just writing on like this little scrap of paper.
I don't see a reason to ask her about that. Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Oh, that poor man. He used to be an upstanding citizen, you know. Now he's constantly drinking and keeps babbling on about that imaginary acting career of his.
Sad thing. Do you know where I can find him?
He's homeless, dear. Lost his job a few years ago and never really got back on his feet.
Kathy, put it together.
Okay, now I know who you're talking about. Thanks, Grandma. Looks like I'm gonna have to have a chat with Goober.
And yet not in a way that puts it on the list. Okay, so James... No, sorry. Franklin Goldfarb. This pen. No, it's actually the paper. It really is. Farb equals Goober. Oh, and now we can look him up in the clinic computer, because now we know what his name is.
See you later, Grams.
Take care, dear.
Wait, you know what? I want to show her the botany page.
There are
Very well.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about this flower, Grandma?
I can't say that I do. I remember seeing it growing in the woods, but I didn't think much of it at the time.
Hello to Dougler. If you'd like, I could go back into the VOD and make notes like I do for D&D. Oh, no thanks. For the most part, I'm making a quick note about anything that I want to make sure that I'm following along with the story, and especially in mystery games, it's like I want to make sure that I remember who's who, what the names were, how we determine them. So I tend to jot down little notes. Fun fact about me, if you tell me something, then I'm sort of likely to remember it. If I write it down, if I take 1 minute to just physically write it down, even if I don't have the notes with me, the act of writing it down helps me to remember it later on. Don't ask me why. There's just some sort of muscle memory, like actual muscle memory that is tied to it, that I had to write it down, and then I'll remember it much more better. Much betterer.
I don't want to show her that.
Yeah, she's not going to care about the floppy disks.
What do you see in this picture, Grandma?
I have no idea, but it's quite an eerie display. What is it?
I'm trying to figure that out. I found the picture hidden in the attic.
Oh, come to think of it, the trees do look similar to the ones in Conwell Woods.
Yeah, it was taken somewhere in that area. I found out that the flower in the picture matches a rare local species.
Aren't you clever? Do let me know if you come across anything else.
And I don't know if I asked about the small key.
Do you recognize this key, Grandma? I found it in the attic.
I'm afraid not, dear.
Okay. That's gotta be everything.
Bye, Grandma. I'll be back later.
So long.
Dougler says, such highlights from D&D notes are people to deal with. That jerk that stole that thing from Jangle, stabbed the witch. Side note, that's dangerous. To get the monk to do it. And hello to Azric. Yes, Azric. So, since you had asked the other day, yesterday my back was feeling way better. Today it's gone right back to feeling really, really tight and occasionally very painful. We're taking steps, just hot and cold to deal with it. Okay, so we're gonna try to look up Cochran, and now we know James Cochran. What was the elder Cochran's name? Oh, Jimmy Cochran. Okay, and then Franklin Goldfarb. Except now we know where Goldfarb is. We have to go back to the clinic for that.
Nope, couldn't find it.
Okay, that sucks.
I already know that Goober is Franklin Goldfarb. I should just go find him.
So, then the other thing that we could do is call the Air Force Base and talk to Jimmy Cochran, even though we know he's not there, that he had to be committed?
Nah, nothing like that in here.
Really, the church doesn't list itself in the yellow pages. Okay.
No result.
All right. McConnell Air Force Base, yeah. I don't think this is going to lead to anything. I just want to give it a shot.
McConnell Air Force Base, how can I help you?
Hi. I was just wondering if you had time to answer a few questions.
Sure thing, ma'am. Ask away.
Douglas is correctly noting, actually, he invented warp drive technology.
Do you know anything about a pilot named Jimmy Cochran? He was assigned to your base during World War II. Maybe even longer?
Hold on, let me check. Yes, Jimmy Cochran, fighter pilot born 1922, tour of duty in Japan from 41 to 42, honorably discharged for health reasons. Spent some time as a civilian pilot elsewhere in the U.S. until he returned to the flight academy here in the capacity of a teacher. Mr. Cochran was the major proponent of opening up the academy to civilian students. He continued teaching at this base until a sudden resignation in 1983 for unspecified reasons.
All right, thanks.
And then shit got real for him. Right around 83. That's what Charles Wade said. Also, I really need to stop predicting that things I try are not going to turn up any results, because every time, well, a third of the time that I do that, they turn up results. I can't imagine that he's going to know anything about any of these other things, but...
I don't see a reason to ask him about that. Do you know...
I know that he was no longer stationed here at the base at that time. He'd left the Air Force decades earlier. But as a Conwell Springs citizen, sure, I've heard the rumors just like everybody else. How he was found by the sheriff all messed up, walking out of the woods with some kind of unexplained brain damage.
Any theory as to what he was doing out there?
I'm afraid not, ma'am. But I'm positive that it had nothing to do with this base or our operations here.
Okay, what can you tell me about his service at McConnell?
Well, Joseph Rain is a legend around here. His pile of medals weighs more than my car. I was fortunate enough to meet him before he suffered his injury, and I must say, what an inspiring man. I'm positive that he would have made general if he'd stuck around.
Any idea of why he quit? He looks so happy in the pictures from the war.
Oh, your family, ma'am?
Granddaughter.
Well, then I'm sorry for your loss. I heard about his recent passing.
Appreciate it, buddy. So, about him quitting.
I shouldn't speak ill of the dead, but some say the war broke him. PTSD. Me? I don't think so. When I met him, he had this aura about him, like he wasn't afraid of anything. Maybe it was his guilt. He ended a lot of lives, but that's just me speculating.
Gotcha. Thanks for the thoughts.
Was PTSD a concept in 95? 96? Whenever it was? I feel like we clarified that, and now I've immediately forgotten again. Like I said, I didn't write it down. I feel like it might have been, but it feels also more modern than that. Post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't know. Douglas further saying, I think that means you should just say more to him so you can find out more things. Oh, yeah, I'm like, there's no harm at all. In the real world, you'd ask like 3 of these things and he would like hang up on you for wasting his time. But in a video game, you ask about all the stuff.
I don't see a reason.
All right.
I don't see a reason.
And that's all the stuff.
All right, that's all.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Okay, so that was more productive than I expected it to be. There's nothing up in the attic that we needed to check out. So let's go back to the clinic and see if we can find Mr. Goldfarb. Douglas says they used to say that people came back broken or something different. Like, I feel like shell-shocked was a medical diagnosis, but that sounds earlier to me than 95 or 96. I bet Jab would know. So let's go back to the clinic. I hope that nurse is still away. She just quit. Crap.
I need a word, Miss Mendez.
Wait, how do you know my name?
It's written on that board behind you, genius.
You have the eyesight of a bald eagle or something?
What can I say? I'm a freak of nature. What happened to Goober, anyway?
Who?
The guy who had the seizure?
Oh, he ran off somewhere. Kept babbling about a religious near-death experience.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so he went to the church, so I guess that's where we're headed to next. Dougler's saying, I think that was more in the 60s and 70s when a hint of understanding was starting. The term shell-shocked, I think. All right, let's go to the church. I think that's him on the left.
Hello, Father.
Greetings, my child. I'm glad you decided to come here.
Yeah, but just so you know, I'm not here to join your church or anything.
Oh, I would never assume that.
Good. So, with that out of the way, I have some questions.
Anything you need. I'm Isaac Price.
Kathy Rain, but I'm guessing you figured that out already.
I did. Rumors spread quickly around here. So how can I be of service?
Well, we've never talked to this guy except at the funeral, so we might as well just start at the top.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in 81?
It was the work of the devil, I'll say that much. Joseph was a kind man. He did not deserve such a fate. You heard my speech at the funeral, Kathy. I meant every word. He was a great man who did much good for this community.
Did you know him personally?
In a way, he and my father did charity work together. Joseph was around a lot when I was young. They collaborated on a few different projects for the homeless and for the troubled youth, among other things.
So my grandfather was a member of the church?
I wouldn't say that, no. He was a friend of the church, but he wasn't a religious man. He believed only in philanthropy. That being said, Joseph was the person who convinced me to become a priest.
Really?
Oh, yes. I was a teenager back then. Full of rebellion, every fiber of my being wanting to distance myself from my father. Joseph made me realize my sinful pride and showed me how I should follow my heart, regardless of what others might think. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
And hello to Grumpy. Dougler's saying, well, shell-shocked was back in World War I. The 60s and 70s was when the understanding of PTSD started, is what was meant. Okay, so then, yeah, if that's the timeline, then by the 90s, it would have been more well-known.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
I don't recognize that name, no.
I feel like he's right there.
Does the name Lily Myers mean anything to you?
It does. Before I was ordained, I was a substitute teacher in her high school.
Really? Did you know her personally?
We weren't close. I only knew her as much as a teacher would know any student.
All right, so how did she seem toward the end?
For one, she started skipping school a lot. And when she did show up, she was absent-minded and moody. She always looked depressed and hunched down like she had the whole world on her shoulders.
Any idea of what caused this change?
Not a clue. All I know is, when she returned from that last summer break, she was a whole different person.
Do you know anything about an art theft at the Wade Estate in the 80s?
I have just a vague memory of reading about it in the paper.
Wow, if you asked me about like an unrelated, an art theft unrelated to my life, even if it happened across the street, I wouldn't remember it 10 years later.
Care to tell me the history of the church?
I'd be happy to. The story is a fascinating one. This church was founded by my father, William T. Price, in the 70s. Back then, he made his living as a traveling salesman and was driving through this area as he had done so many times before. However, this day was different. My father held dark thoughts in his mind. He was angry, thinking of evil deeds, even considering swerving off the road into a rock and ending it all. Then suddenly, divine intervention. 3 bright lights appeared. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The sign of God. This epiphany was the moment my father had been waiting for. He sold all of his belongings and took me and my brother to live with him here in Conwell Springs. Soon thereafter, he built this church and started gathering followers. They began to refer to him as Father Bill.
I take it that window up there resembles what he saw when he had this epiphany?
Indeed, the stained glass window depicts the Holy Trinity, as witnessed by my father.
Do you know exactly when or where this event took place?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just curious. It's a captivating story.
Well, it was the spring of 1971, but my father never told anyone where.
Okay, so what happened then?
People flocked to Father Bill. He started teaching, writing scripture. The church flourished and continued to grow all the way up until his sudden death in 1983. That's when I stepped in to take leadership of the church.
I take it that the church started declining after the death of Father Bill?
Yes, naturally so. With such a magnetic personality, he was irreplaceable. But I assure you, the church is still very much thriving.
Looks kinda empty to me.
It's not really our peak hours.
What's up with you handing out pamphlets at funerals then? Trying to reel people in at a weak moment?
I'm going to assume you meant no disrespect, child. I'm simply providing divine guidance when it's needed the most.
So, hold on. We got a lot out of that. First of all, it sounds like the Elder Price died in 83, if I heard that correctly. That was the same year that Jimmy Cochran had his event, which was 2 years after the father had his. Secondly, he was driving on the highway when he saw the three lights, and according to our map, the highway runs like, it's at the top of the map, so we go north of town. So that would give us more information on where we might want to search for the flower, if it might be visible from the highway or whatever. That would be that there. Thirdly, the name Price we saw on the mausoleum when we went to the cemetery. So now we know who Price is. That's sort of like prominently featured there. Like this is why I wanted to play this game again immediately, to remember like details like what's on the mausoleum. Did we get anything else out of that? Well, I mean, she already like noted that the symbol up there is the three lights as witnessed by Joseph, and just I was thinking about the fact that they like flesh out like an equilateral triangle, that it's like a perfect triangle where all the angles are exactly 60 degrees. So at least that's what I thought it was. So that is something to, 60. It's a geometric shape that would be so impossibly unlikely to happen randomly at the exact moment that the picture was taken that it's, worthy of note. Dougler says that Kathy Rain has a sharp tongue and I like her. Also says that, so 1 second. Grumpy's saying, I'm eating a feta, basil, turkey burger on an Alaskan bagel, so it's going pretty good. Grumpy, that sounds amazing. Like, for real. And then Dougler says, I'm undergoing character development today. Is that for your, D&D game? Do you, like, get together with the DM and, like, work out where your character is in the story and, like, what additional hooks could be added? Is that it?
Do you know who Franklin Goldfarb is?
I'm afraid not, my child.
Oh, derp. I think I said Jimmy Cochran was right there. No, that's Franklin Goldfarb. See, again, I'm getting the names confused in my head. So, we definitely want to show this man this picture.
I could, but I think I have more to gain from a subtle strategy.
Okay.
I'll keep it to myself for now, until I know more about this church.
Huh. Okay.
I don't need to show him that.
Right. Let's ask him about the flower.
Father, do you know anything about this flower?
No, my child. Nothing at all.
Okay, so he definitely knows something about the flower. And by the way, that's what I was, when I said that you ask people questions that you already know the answers to hear what they sound like when they're telling the truth, that guy didn't start up any conversations with like, no, my child. Like, that felt like a real severe tell to me.
I don't need to show him that.
I was not going to care about the floppy disk, the penny, and I showed him the key, I guess.
Do you know what this key opens?
I'm afraid not, my child.
Again, that seems like he knows exactly what it opens.
I don't need to show him that. Do you recognize the men in this picture, Isaac?
Only your grandfather. And that's just because I was given a similar picture at the service the other day.
So Douglas says, nope, I'm working in retail in the photo center the day before Christmas. Oh dear. That is much less fun than what I was proposing. Grumpy also says this morning Starbucks had 8 baristas. It was still empty, but they were bracing for assault. Douglas says the father stammers. Yeah, specifically when he's trying to avoid saying something, I feel like. Like, he didn't stammer when I showed him the group of photos.
I don't need to.
All right, yeah, we don't have anything else to show him, I don't think.
That's all I need for now, Father.
May the Lord shine his light on you.
Hello again, Goober.
You again? Are you stalking me, girl? You pop up everywhere I go. I'll try to tone down the charm, but I can't promise anything.
Huh, yeah, you're quite the charmer.
I know. I just said that, man.
Listen, I feel kind of bad about the electrocution.
Oh, that's what it was. What a cherry on top of my stellar performance.
Yeah, it was pretty convincing.
So what brings you to the house of God? Come to repent?
I'm afraid that ship has long since sailed, buddy. I had a few things I wanted to ask you about, though.
Shoot, Missy!
Your real name is Franklin Goldfarb, right?
Oh, nobody calls me that.
Regardless, I know for a fact that you were a witness to a burglary a few years back at the Wade Estate.
Yeah, what about it?
Why don't you tell me what you saw exactly?
I heard the alarm go off, glass breaking, then I saw 3 guys running away, carrying a bunch of stuff.
What did they look like?
It was dark, I don't know, they were definitely 3 big, bulky guys. They
what?
Oh, nothing, that's it. Didn't see anything else.
Bullshit, spit it out.
Well, one of those guys dropped his ring when running away. I sort of pawned it.
A ring? What kind of ring?
Platinum with an inscription. 2 letters, B something.
H.
Man, I don't remember. My photographic memory stopped working in 1979.
Which pawn shop was that?
Pete's Pawning and Plumbing. It closed down a long time ago, though. Owner left town. There's a coffee shop back there now.
Too bad. Guess that's a dead end. Thanks anyway. Didn't I see 2 letters fitting that description recently? Not on a building. It was something small.
Yeah.
Did the inscription on the ring look anything like this?
Wow, actually exactly like that.
Any idea what BH stands for?
Beehive? Bet high? Big head?
I don't need to ask him about that. I should probably confront him directly about him being a witness.
All right, well, that would be the police report.
I already asked him about that.
Okay. I'm going to ask him if he knows anything about the flower.
Do you know anything about this flower?
It's red?
Enlightening.
So, like, again, he doesn't know anything about the flower, because if he had access to a flower that could get him high for free, I think that he might know a lot more about that. He wouldn't be like, oh, it's red. Whereas the Father, what Price over there, knows exactly what that flower is.
I don't need to. Do you know what this is?
Chinese fireworks, of course. I grew up in Shanghai. I know what I'm talking about. They used to call me Dong Pai, meaning round-eyed baldy. Those were some rough years. I miss the food, not to mention the women. Got 2 kids down there now, Maylin and Little Pink.
Time to hit the off switch now, buddy.
And see, with Goober, you know he's telling the truth because he's telling outrageous lies.
That'd be one raggedy-ass bribery attempt.
And he doesn't care about the penny.
Do you know what this key opens?
Your heart, mademoiselle?
Oh, brother.
Want to smoke, buddy?
Nah, I got stage 2 lung cancer. I'm keeping it under control with a fruitarian diet.
I'm just curious what he's going to say about the stun gun.
Nah, that god old fast. Yep, I totally went there.
Hold on, guys. She faced into the camera. She pulled an Eddie Murphy. Looked into the camera. Okay. I feel like that's everything that we're going to get from Goober, although we did pick up BH as a topic of conversation. I'd go ask Father Price about BH.
Okay, that's all for now.
See ya!
Hello, Isaac. I've got a few more questions for you.
I'm all ears, my child.
Do you know what BH means? It's inscribed on this lighter.
I'm sorry, but no.
Okay.
That's all I need for...
May the Lord shine his light on you.
Impressive window. There's no doubt about it. Those are the smoky lights. It's an altar. You know, the place where they put the sacrificed goats, kids, and other crap.
I doubt we're going to get to wander around the church. I'm just seeing what we can click on.
Locked.
Oh, Kathy. Yeah, as far as I know, there is no way to make her, hurry. Put a little pep in her step.
Locked.
Okay. So... I mean, I feel like the next thing that I would go do is try to find the flower. We've asked everybody about everything that I can think of. We don't have any leads on Jimmy Cochran, except for the fact that he's at the mental institution alongside Kathy's mother, who I have to assume we are going to encounter when we go there. But also, we don't have that as like a target that we can go visit. Yeah, Douglas says no stammer from the father. He's telling the truth. The only other thing is that we could go to the cemetery. I just want to look at that mausoleum. It's a real long shot, but maybe now that she knows that Price is the name of Father Bill, she'll notice something else about the mausoleum. Also, maybe we'll see that kid again.
Rest in peace, Grandpa. I wish things could have been different. A family mausoleum. Isaac's family must be pretty rich. Those things don't come cheap.
Okay, so she just sort of like absorbed the information. She knows that it's Isaac's thing. I think before she was just saying, oh, whoever owns that must have a pretty rich family or whatever. We could go back to the sheriff's station. Let's go see if we can find the flower, though. Like, mental note, we have to ask everybody in the world about BH, including Grandma, by the way. But let's go see if we can go to the nature reserve. Hey, guys, I think I found the red flower.
Well, this is it. This is where the picture was taken. I'm not sure what I expected to find here. I need to clear my head. What the?
Why, hello there. You have laid eyes on this dapper fellow once before, haven't you?
Okay, so this is the guy that Brian pointed out was Lex Luthor in her dreams. Just know, I'd remember a creepy bald dude with makeup. I like that. I doubt it. You look like you just escaped from a circus. That's not really my kind of gig. Or I don't think so, Mr. Clean, unless seeing your face on a bottle of detergent counts. I'm gonna go with I'd remember a creepy bald dude with makeup because I very much want this man to not be near me.
Nope, just no. I'd remember a creepy bald dude with makeup.
Memories can deceive, Kathy. Dig deeper.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
It is my calling to know people like you, those shackled by their past, yet yearning for change.
I feel strange. Am I dreaming?
It's the mending. I will try to facilitate.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Kathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
You mean Lily? What about her?
She's the one who slipped away, filled with secrets. While she may be free in death, her cold, wet hands still trap many in painful ignorance.
What is this, Woodstock Poetry Slam? Mind speaking like a normal person?
I knew you wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red. You're on the right path, Kathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
Wait, what? How did I get here? Am I going crazy? Am I turning into Mom?
That would be seriously disconcerting. Okay. So I guess we'll go ask Grandma about Mr. Chartreuse. It seems really important to me that when Kathy dreamed about him, it was in this room.
Oh, hello, dear.
Of all the places that we've been, of all the places that they could have conjured up in their pixel art, it was this room where that guy was.
There are a few things I need to ask you, Grandma.
Very well, dear.
Do you recognize the acronym BH? It's on Dad's lighter.
Yes, dear, it means the Black Hats. They're those ruffians on motorcycles whom your father associated with.
Oh, his biker gang. That makes sense. What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
I refuse to talk about those hoodlums. They turned your father into a horrible person. You should stay far away from them, Kathy. They're awful people, just awful.
Okay, we're gonna have to go talk to the sheriff about the Black Hats. I don't think we picked up anything else new that we'd want to talk to Grandma about.
Bye, Grandma. I'll be back later.
So long.
Now, when Mr. Chartreuse was sitting here, like, this was like an alien eye talking in, like, bizarro script.
Grandpa in his Air Force uniform.
Doesn't look like
I
she's
used to love digging.
acknowledging that, so we'll probably just go. Grooming Chartreuse is a good word. Well, I'm certainly not going to call him Mr. Crimson or Mr. Scarlet or whatever. Like, those are cool names. He gets to be Mr. Chartreuse. I don't think that there's anything that we need to look up, because, like, the Black Hats, they're not going to be listed in the phone book. So let's go to the sheriff's office and ask about the Black Hats. Which we're going to have to make sure every time we say it that we're not calling them the Black Cats. Awkward name to say. What do you think would happen if we went back to the nature reserve, though? Is she just gonna wake up back at... Oh, hold on.
Hello? Creepy bald guy. Guess no one's home. That wasn't here before.
Oh my god. I never, ever, ever put together the photograph, the picture that Nathan was drawing. The nice red man. God damn it. Wow, I didn't put that together until just this second.
A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
All right, we gotta go talk to Nathan. Nathan knows who the nice red man is.
A bald...
Okay.
Hey, is this shovel taken? Good enough for me.
Okay. Well, we're not... I mean, maybe I should dig up the flower, but...
Looks like a specimen of the red scythe. It's endangered. I'm not going to take it without a really good reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she just said she's not going to, so I'm going to say that there's no point in pulling out the shovel and trying to grab it. And there's nothing else here, but we just got rerouted. Well, I mean, actually, we've got 2 places to check now, but if you're going to go calling, you probably want to do it earlier in the day. So we're going to go to the Lakeside Cabin first, and then we'll go to the Sheriff's Office. Like, Sheriff's Office, they're probably open 24/7, right? Wait, what happened? What did she do? She, like, gestures. I don't know if she's supposed to be, like, throwing up a breadcrumb and the seagull gets it out of the air. Okay.
Oh, it's you again. Come on in.
No Nathan today?
Nah, haven't seen Nate all day, probably out in the woods.
Oh, man. He's the whole reason I came. Okay, Kathy.
Looks like Nathan knows the strange red man. I need to talk to him about this. Is this how Nathan still sees himself? As a little boy? That must be Lily. She seems very happy looking up at the red man. A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
All right, that seems to be everything to look at on the photograph, or the picture.
I had a few more questions, Sue.
Shoot.
Wait, do I seriously not have the photograph? Sorry, I keep saying photograph. It's a crayon drawing.
No reason to show her that.
Okay, let's ask her about the red man, because that's the topic that she's most likely to know about, given the fact that Nathan was talking about him the very last time we were here.
Do you know who the red man is?
Oh, that's just Nate's imaginary friend. The red man has been around ever since my boy was little.
I see. So there's no actual person in town he could be referring to?
No way! According to Nathan, the red man hasn't changed in 30 years.
The thing is, did we I mean, we saw something. The red man does exist after a fashion. I'm worried if we say this, we're going to lose credibility in her eyes. Then again, if we say this, she might. Yeah, we're gonna say the truth.
The red man actually exists. I met him in the forest.
What? That's crazy talk. Stop kidding around. I am not in the mood.
I had a feeling. I thought maybe. What I was hoping is that if we said that, then that would lead to a where does Nathan go when he meets the red man or something like that.
I don't need to ask her about that. Did you know that somebody stole Lily's paintings from Wade?
Huh? I knew he got robbed a few years back, but I thought he still had them all.
Just in case anybody here didn't see episode 1, this is Lily's mother. And she's the one who sold the paintings to Wade when he showed up unannounced and unidentified and bought all the paintings for $5,000.
I don't need to ask her about that.
Okay, this may...
Did you know that somebody stole...
Huh?
Okay, so that's what we get for the police report.
Do you know anything about this flower?
Sure. Smoked it a few times back in the day, before it was endangered and all.
Yeah? What was it like?
Similar to pot, but stronger and more unpredictable. Never touched this stuff after I got pregnant with Lily.
All right. Sue, what do you see in this picture?
My God, that looks like one of Lily's paintings.
Wow, really? Can you describe it?
It was a nighttime scene, just like the photo, but the lights were floating above the lake. There was a pale hand reaching up from beneath the surface trying to touch them. The forest in the background was on fire, making the sky purple and red. There were probably other details too, but that's what I can remember.
Sounds captivating. Wish I could have seen it.
Yeah, that's a really good description. And everything else in here I think we would have asked about. The standout here is this small key.
Do you know what this key opens?
Well, that's a bit of a weird question, ain't it? But no.
All right. I feel like that's everything. The only thing that's like, where is...
I think I'm gonna head off now.
Nathan.
Sure thing, little cat. Come back anytime.
Also, it's like, lady, I found half of the drawing in the woods. I'm very surprised that I can't take this. Okay.
Very lifelike.
Okay, that's everything here. So now we can go to the sheriff's office, and we'll ask about the black hats. And she did say that Nathan might be off in the woods, so we can also check the woods for Nathan. Although that would be a kind of a crap design if we went to the woods to get the drawing, then came to the lakeside cabin to find Nathan, and then got told that Nathan was back in the woods. But let's just look real quick. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Kathy, come back. Okay, the woods. Nature reserve. Okay. Yeah, it was a real long shot, but I figured we might as well be sure about it while we were here. Okay, no reason to go back to the clinic.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy.
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
They've caused us trouble from time to time, but they've been kind of quiet lately. We put a few of their captains in the slammer over the years, but we never managed to find enough dirt on their leader, Bo Brunson. Big Bo.
Do you know where I can find them?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just find a map.
Got it. Thanks.
I was actually going to write down Brunson to look him up in the phone book, you know, just in case he was publicly listed.
Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
You're joking, right?
Oh, never mind. I don't want to.
Okay.
Well, gotta go.
See ya.
There's no earthly reason for Lenny to care about the fact that we've acquired a shovel. Nonetheless, it takes just 1 second to try it out.
Hello, Sheriff. What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
Why, you care to join? I'm sure they'd be real impressed by your big bike, but that's a man's club.
Let's just say I have a healthy curiosity.
I'd say your curiosity borders on mental illness. You have a death wish? Bikers don't mess around with little girls.
You gonna help me or not, Sheriff?
Not really. Go bother Lenny with it.
Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
What the hell are you talking about?
Never mind.
Okay.
That's all for now.
Well, hopefully we have the information on how to track down the Black Hats now. Guys, I think we might be pretty deep in, unless they start, like, filling out another, like, range of places, because there's only space on the bar for one more location. Grofey says, what a dick. Yeah, the sheriff sucks. He just sits at his desk. He's basically like a horror movie cop, where all he does is sort of sit there while the others go out and do all the work.
Sweet butt incoming!
Like hell I am. I'm nobody's property.
You sure? Doesn't she look like a sweet butt? I think she does.
Step off, creep.
Or what? You tell your daddy on me?
Oh, she gave him the finger. So stun gun is not an option so far, or you'll be scraping your balls off the floor, you fucking pig. You think I need my daddy to kick your pathetic ass? You better learn quickly, asshole. Back the fuck off. I like that last one.
You better learn quickly, asshole. Back the fuck off.
Oh, I love it when they play hard to get.
Let go of me!
Stun gun.
What the hell's going on out here?
Nothing, Prez. Just having a bit of fun with this gash here.
I suggest you leash that dog of yours.
For fuck's sake, Prospect, not again. Get the hell out of here.
Sorry, boss. I'll go.
Hello to blah blah blah.
He'll be disciplined for that.
He better be. I take it your beau?
I am. And who are you, darling?
Kathy Rain.
Bullshit. She lives in the city with her deranged mother. Who are you really? Did the Vandals send you?
No, they didn't. I am Kathy Rain.
Prove it then.
Well, I would, but I left my ID back home.
That's convenient. I think I've wasted enough time with you.
I need to figure out some proof.
How do you prove that you're Kathy Rain?
The Black Hats. I suppose the name comes from the old Western trope.
So blah 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 is asking what he missed. So so far we went all the way through day 2, and what we did is we image enhanced the photograph to find that it was a picture of 3 lights, and then we manipulated some audio tape data to get a phone interview with Erica Wade, Charles Wade's adult daughter. From her, we learned that Charles Wade is currently in a clinic where he is receiving treatment for... it said that he had some invasive heart surgery, but he seems to be there for maybe a possibly unrelated reason, and he's insisting on being treated there specifically. So we tasered a homeless guy so that we could get in to check the computer records to find out what room he was in, and then went in and talked to him, and he gave us some further information that led us to he gave us the identity of Cocky, who turns out to be the name of a guy named James Cochran, who in 1983 experienced some sort of a psychological problem that has now landed him, it got him discharged from his role as a teacher at the military academy, the Air Force Base, and now he is in the same mental institution as Kathy Rain's mother. Also, let's see, what did we find out about the BH from? Oh, so it turned out that the homeless guy, who we know as Goober, is actually named somebody Goldfarb, James Franklin Goldfarb. That's what it is. And he was a witness to a robbery of the paintings that Charles Wade had purchased from Lily Myers' mother, and he called the police and also pocketed a ring that one of the burglars had used that had the initials BH on them. Kathy Rain compared that to the BH on her lighter and then asked her grandmother, who said, oh, BH, that's the black hats, and that has led us here to the place where the black hats hang out. So that's mostly what we've been doing this episode so far.
Various pictures and mugshots of the club members. Some of them look pretty old. This club must have been around for a while.
There's also a red flower that can be just smelled or smoked as a hallucinogenic.
Impressive bar. These guys like to drink.
But it's on the endangered species list, so we cannot dig it up with our shovel.
He's the bartender here. Doesn't appear to be a club member. A member of this motorcycle club.
I can't even begin to start thinking about how we would prove that I'm Kathy Rain. Just looking for anything else. Oh, we could go to the pool table. Let's go to the pool table.
I used to be a bit of a pool shark. Been a while, though. Not sure where that leads, but I don't think I have a reason to go in there. A member of this motorcycle. I'd rather just talk. A member of this. I'd rather. 100% country music. Be still, my heart. Whew, out of order. My ears are safe.
Oh, so this is not like diegetic music.
My father's in one of these photos. I'm barely resisting the urge to rip it to shreds.
Right. Her father was in, or sorry, her grandfather was in here, so we can show him the photograph of the three people.
My father's in one of these photos. I'm barely resisting the urge to rip it to shreds.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Kathy Rain, in her most sort of like needlessly self-destructive behavior, left her ID back at the dorm, so she's not actually driving around town with her driver's license.
My father's in one of these photos.
Okay.
That won't convince him.
Okay. Oh, the lighter.
This proof enough for you?
I'll be damned. That's Brian's lighter, all right. Sorry about the paranoia. We've had some problems with the vandals lately.
I get it. Can't be too careful.
So, that's your ride out there. Corley Motors, right? 78?
76.
You got the same taste as your old man. He always rode Corleys.
Probably the only thing he and I have in common.
Did you set up those mods yourself? Looks custom made for your, small frame.
Yeah, took some time to get the measurements right.
I imagine so. Girls like you don't often ride heavy bikes.
I'm not most girls.
Ain't that the truth? Most girls don't just waltz into places like this either.
I guess you'd know. Anyway, I had some questions for you in the club.
Go ahead, then. Your old man was a good brother, so I'll indulge you for now.
Do you know anything about what happened to Joseph Rain in 1981?
No, we had our differences, me and him, but that's a horrible fate for a man. I'd rather be dead than a vegetable.
So I take it you and him didn't get along.
No, I could write a book about that man. On one page I'd praise him, on the next I'd want to smash his skull in. He could be a real self-righteous prick when he wanted to, that's for sure. But everyone knew he was the real law around here. Truman was a tool. I respected Joseph, and he respected me, but he hated how Brian looked up to me. Joseph always blamed the club for the path Brian chose in life, even though it was just due to him being a shitty father.
Ask him to elaborate.
You seriously thought Grandpa was a bad parent?
Everybody knew about it. People just tend to forget the bad qualities of men in wheelchairs. Joseph wasn't a saint. He saw everything in black and white. He was only kind to whomever he considered to be good by his narrow moral standards. The ones who wouldn't fit in that small mold didn't get any chances. None whatsoever.
Wait, but didn't you just say that you got on okay with him?
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
No.
Do you know anything about Lily Myers?
Nothing that anyone else around here couldn't tell you.
Tell me, how long have you been the president of this club?
15 years now, give or take. VP for 10 before that.
Good. Then you can tell me why you stole Lily Myers' paintings from Charles Wade in '86.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'd recommend you be careful with wild accusations like that.
Is there anything I can do for the club to earn your trust? That sounds a little bit weak, though. I'm not sure that would play well with him. I'm gonna say it.
Fine. Is there anything I can do for the club to earn your trust?
You mean like cleaning the toilets? Making coffee? I think we got that covered, Cupcake.
Spare me your sexist bullshit. I can take care of business.
You're nothing like your old man, you know that?
I take that as a compliment.
You do that. In any case, I've had enough of this nonsense. Stop pushing your luck.
Alright, so he's not gonna fess up to participating in the robbery.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
Do I look like a pious man to you? I've peed on churches.
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
Black Hats MC was founded in the 60s by my old man, my uncle, and 2 other local bikers. Commonwealth Springs is the mother chapter, and we have support clubs in 6 other locations across 3 states. There's a total of 16 members here, 12 patch, 4 prospects. I'm the acting president of this chapter as well as of the whole club. I've been for more than 15 years.
The law give you any trouble?
It used to be tough when your granddad was around. He and Truman ran a tight ship.
And now?
Now they try, but Boyks and the boy are a nuisance at best.
That's the first time that we've gotten the name of the sheriff that I remember. Sheriff Boyks.
This may be a weird question, but have you ever met a bald man dressed in red?
I've made a few bald men red. That count?
So, for the benefit of blah blah blah, between day 2 and day 3, Kathy Rain had another dream about a bald man dressed entirely in red sitting in her grandmother's living room and was talking with some sort of indecipherable, some might say alien voice that was talking back through the photographs in the room. Then, Kathy Rain went to the into the nature reserve where the photograph of the 3 lights had been taken, and the red man approached her and said, "You're on the right track, keep following your grandfather," and then she sort of like blinked and was at her grandmother's house. So he has a very otherworldly and possibly sinister presence to him.
I don't need to show him. Hey, Bo, any idea of what this key opens?
You ask weird questions, you know that?
I don't need... Do you know what this is?
Whoa.
What? Do you recognize that?
I saw one of those with my own eyes a few years ago.
Really? Where?
Middle of the woods, the road to the city. Those things came from nowhere and gave me this crazy headache right on the plate in my head. At the time, I thought it was just a nasty case of migraine.
You have a plate in your head?
Yeah, titanium from a shrapnel wound I got in Nam.
I see. Titanium isn't the least bit magnetic, is it?
How the hell should I know? I'm no scientist.
Do you remember where exactly on the road it happened?
No. Like I said, I dismissed it as a migraine. Didn't pay too much attention as to where I was.
Fair enough. I don't need... Do you know anything about this flower, Bo?
Do I look like a florist to you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Crack me up, girl.
I don't need to show him that.
Okay.
I don't...
Is there anything else? Well, we might as well go through the list of the last few things.
Yeah, that won't get me...
Yeah.
Care to join me for a smoke, Bo?
Sorry, darling, I'm trying to quit.
I already showed... I don't...
Okay, and like he's not going to care about the floppy
I
disk,
don't-
right?
All right, I'm gonna hit the road.
Right on. I have some business to take care of, but make yourself at home.
Thanks, Bo. See you around.
Okay, so clearly we've gotten everything that we needed to from him because he is now...
Hey, Brian's girl.
Yeah?
I overheard you. I'm Emmett.
Hey.
The boss man isn't usually that grumpy. He's got a lot on his mind. But I think I may know of a way to loosen him up.
I'm all ears, buddy.
Well, Bo and Brian are the double Bs, as we used to call them. They used to have this drink together. Brian came up with it. He called it a Bloodier Mary.
Sounds like my kind of drink.
Yeah, it's basically a Bloody Mary, but with pig blood instead of tomato juice.
I take that back. Gross.
I'm kidding. It's just a Bloody Mary, but with a special ingredient added to it.
I'm betting it's a red flower.
If you say that special ingredient is blood, I will literally punch you.
No. Brian refused to tell anyone what it was. He only made it for special occasions. It's probably something uncommon, like a rare herb or some kind of expensive spice.
Wink.
So let me guess. If I can produce this drink for Bo, you think he would help me out?
It'll make him remember Brian, which should go a long way. He hasn't had that drink since your old man disappeared. Brian was like a son to him. The boss would have died for him back in the day. If you could recall the good times with your father, he might change his mind.
I guess it could be worth a try. But wait, why are you helping me?
You're Brian's kid. That means you're family. We take care of family.
Well, how was that drink compared with a regular Bloody Mary?
Tasted a bit more like pepper and had a punch to it. It usually gave some pretty nasty hangovers. Oh, if you had a lot of them, you'd hallucinate some crazy shit. Pretty wild.
Trippy. Thanks.
You're welcome, darling.
I once heard Bo say that he got the prime ingredient from the nature reserve. He said something about it being really difficult to get and possibly illegal if anybody caught him digging it up with a shovel. Man, if only I had a shovel.
Not sure where that... Hey, bartender. Do you happen to know how to make a Bloodier Mary?
You mean a Bloody Mary?
No, this is something different.
Afraid not. I can make you a regular Bloody Mary, though, if you want.
Maybe later. I need to figure something out.
All right, then.
Okay, so for real, it is super obvious that it's the herb that we have to go get, the red flower. The only thing I'm worried about is I'm going to drive all the way there. She's going to be like, I can't think of any reason to get this. So before we go, let me maybe show him the botany page.
Hey, Emmett, do you think this could be the secret ingredient?
Yeah, definitely sounds like it from what I was told.
All right, I'll give it a shot then.
All right, now we can go there. Sometimes in adventure games, it's like you know what to do, but you can't figure out how to make the character understand that that's what you need to do. Which, for me, is always like the super frustrating part of it. Okay. Use shovel on flower.
Not sure what I'd want to...
Okay. Use hand on flower.
Sorry, endangered flower, but I really need to make a drink.
Okay, is that it? Because I saw the squirrel or whatever jump up the tree, but that looks like it. Okay, we'll go back to the bar. They really did a good job with the chairs in this game. I know that's an odd observation to make, but they just look really good in pixel art.
Hey, bartender, do you...
You mean a
No.
Afraid not.
Maybe later.
All right, then.
Okay, so can I use red scythe on bartender?
I'd like a Bloody Mary.
Coming right up.
Oh, and add this, will you? Just something I like for flavor. Put it in a blender.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, the squirrel's gonna rat us out.
Thanks, buddy.
As
the
Astrid,
club will cover that, Jose.
hold on.
Sure thing, VP.
Thanks again, Emmett.
You got it.
I will just note here, I had 0% trust in Emmett. When he was like, oh, hey, I heard you over talking to the boss, and I waited until he left so that I could help you out in his stead. Here's a bit of advice. Now I'm like, oh, okay, I think Emmett actually dealt with us on the up and up.
Hey, Bo, I have some more questions.
I'm listening.
And by questions, I mean refreshments.
Hey, Bo, I've got something for you.
I recognize that smell. You found your dad's recipe.
Something like that.
Man, is this a trip down memory lane? I keep expecting Brian to walk in here any second. You know, all this nostalgia is making me remember how much I really owe your old man.
Yeah?
Yeah, so here's the deal. In '86, Carl, my VP at the time, came to me and said he had a job lined up for the club. Some guy had offered him good dough for stealing a bunch of paintings from a mansion. He needed 2 brothers for the job. I was busy with other things at the time, so I gave my permission as long as the club got the usual cut. He returned a week later with a nice wad of cash. I didn't realize it was Wade he had knocked off until I read the paper. If I had known that, I'd advised against it. Wade is a powerful man with friends in city council. There's no reason to piss him off.
Got it. So, what do you know about the guy who hired you for the job?
Not much. Carl said it was some bearded preacher.
Whoa, Isaac from the Church of the Holy Trinity?
Could be. I don't know who that is. It was a priest. I know that much.
Thanks, Bo. I'm gonna follow up on this right away.
Yeah,
That's
slam
it?
dunk.
You're not gonna ask me about what happened to your old man? Not even curious?
I couldn't give 2 shits about that asshole.
Bullshit. Don't expect anyone to believe you're that angry with someone you don't give 2 shits about.
Either he's dead or he abandoned me. Do any of those options look appealing to you?
They don't, but you should know that no one from the club had anything to do with it. I meant it when I said Brian was a good brother. He had no enemies here. Not then, and not now.
Comforting to hear, Mr. President.
Shut up and listen, girl. I'm trying to tell you something. Brian used to talk about heading to Mexico, about riding off into the sunset and getting away from all his newfound responsibilities. And I think part of him was serious. You deserve to know that there's a chance he's still out there somewhere.
Sure. Let's hope that bastard is living it up somewhere.
Just take care of yourself, you hear?
You too. That day went by fast. I think I'm gonna ask if I can stay the night at Grandma's.
Oh, okay. As Caroluna says, not only must you know what to do, but the character has to know what to do. Part of the reason I don't play this type of game. This one has been moving along at a pretty good clip, though, I have to say. Well, let's get to the point where we can talk to Grandma and stuff.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hey, Grandma, it got kind of late. Would it be okay if I stayed the night?
Of course, dear. Have a seat. I'll make you something to eat.
Oh, you're the best. I'm starving.
Do you see? You are bound to her, and she to you. The separation is an open wound, a tear that can only be cauterized in agony. For our God is a consuming fire.
Lily's painting, burning, and the kid from the cemetery. It's gotta mean something.
I think at the moment what it means is that this game was, if not heavily inspired, the people who made this have seen Twin Peaks, I'm going to say. Day 4. There we go. All right, yeah. Day 2. Yeah, day 2 flashed by really quickly, so we wound up doing day 3 as well. Now we're at the start of day 4, and yeah, this game, so prior to starting this, we reached out to Drienne, or I did, and said, hey, Drienne, I'm not good at adventure games. I really need somebody to be on tap just in case we have to do yes/no questions, because there's always going to be that puzzle that you just can't get your mind around. Like, I'm so stuck. What do I do next? It's happened in every puzzle game that I've ever played, a memorable one being The Longest Journey. And Drienne was very kind and said, yeah, I'll sort of hang out, and that way if you get super stuck, we can do some yes/no questions. And so far, like, I've been momentarily like, okay, I'm not sure what to do, so I don't have a strong, like, compass to point at, so what we'll do is just try a few things that feel random, and usually that has jogged things forward. So I've been enjoying this a great deal so far. I don't think Kathy Rain is a particularly long game, so we probably are at or maybe just past the halfway point would be my guess. 1-2 more episodes, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this. And I'll also just note sort of my end of episode 2 mini review. One of the reasons that I thought that this would be tough is that again, we saw a great deal of Mia's playthrough of the next game that these developers did. At least I think it was their next one, called Whispers of a Machine, and there were some absolutely inscrutable puzzles in that one, like ones that I guarantee you I never would have figured out. And this game, to its credit, has not encountered any of those. So yeah, thumbs up to Kathy Rain. Also, I should note, this is the director's cut, so maybe the original version was a little bit less bookmarked, less waypointed as to where you should be heading next. Maybe that's one of the things that they improved. Anyway, what we're gonna do is find somebody fun to raid. This may not be our only stream for today. There is an audition stream that I'd very much like to do. We actually have it queued up and ready to go. So we may be back a little bit later, but there's also some holiday things to do for people watching at some point in the future. We are recording this on Christmas Eve, and we've got a whole bunch of hours before nightfall, but always fewer than you think, I find. Drienne says it means a lot. Oh, sorry. It means don't eat a bunch of desserts right before bed. Oh, that's what the dream meant. Drienne has been here ready with answers, but you have been solving them great on your own. Yeah, I'm glad for it. And I almost offered to do the yin during the computer part, but you were never really truly stuck, so I never did. I was almost there. I tried a few variations, and I really wasn't sure what to do about the username, but let me just pull this up. Oh gosh, I would love to raid over to a streamer named Cerulean Hills. Cerulean Hills raided over, I think, on a couple of occasions during Disco Elysium. I've been looking forward to an opportunity to return the favor. Cerulean Hills is currently playing I Love You, Colonel Sanders, which I believe is a dating simulator about dating Colonel Sanders. I can't think of anything more seasonally appropriate here on Christmas Eve, but do please be very good. Cerulean Hills, when you raid over to an unknown streamer, it's always an act of trust, because you don't know who this person is, and you don't know what their community is like. And Cerulean Hills threw a whole bunch of people over when we were playing Disco Elysium earlier in the year. And again, I wanted to return that favor. So please give her a great big hello and hang out for a while. Consider taking the referral equals raid off of the end of the title up at the top if you think to do that, so that they get an actual view from it. It's just sort of pretty cool. You know, I always like to pay back raids anything that I can. That said, in our final seconds, Doc Limitless is playing some Final Fantasy VII Remake. Eastbourne is playing some Final Fantasy XIV Online. Patikin is playing Fall Guys Ultimate Edition, and Scrooge McDuck is playing it only says Batman, so I'm not sure which one. There's a bunch of those. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.